I'm giving myself 1 month to get the platinum for Ark Survival Ascended on a public official server. I played a ton of Ark Survival Evolved on PlayStation 4 when it released, so seeing Ascended in the PlayStation Plus monthly lineup actually got me excited. Now this game's platinum is relatively easy if you want it to be. You can go into a private match and give yourself tons of modifiers to make it easier on yourself, but I won't be doing none of that. I'm gonna be trying to do everything in a public official PvP server. Ark is one of those games which is continuous. Just because you're not playing the game doesn't mean the game stops. Other players are free to raid your base and steal your belongings whether you're playing the game or not. That's why it's super important to set up strong defenses and not piss anyone off who's been playing on the server longer than you. The premise of Ark is that you're stuck on this island and you have to figure out how to survive and thrive. There's also dinosaurs, which are trying to eat you, but if you ask nicely, you can actually tame these creatures to help you instead. There's a lot of different mechanics in this game, like the aforementioned taming. There's also farming, fishing, base building, a temperature system, breeding, PvP, and more. The list goes on. It is extremely confusing, but I'll try and explain what's going on to the best of my knowledge when I can. Anyway, to get all the trophies in this game, I'm gonna need to tame every creature, reach the maximum character level, find over 200 collectibles, obtain the 10 artifacts hidden in the deepest caves, and defeat the 4 bosses on the island, all while other players are running around and potentially trying to kill me. The only saving grace I'm giving myself is that I'm playing on an official small tribe server. This limits group sizes to 6, so if there is another tribe of players trying to kill me, there's a maximum of 6 of them. Small tribe servers also double the taming speed and resource gathering rate, so I won't be wasting any more time than I have to sitting next to a knocked out dinosaur shoving raw meat down their throats. With all that prefacing out the way, join me for this incredibly painful but also extremely enjoyable journey. I spawned as any new player does, on a beach with an implant in my arm. Ark is one of those games that just puts you in the world and says, figure it out, buddy.
Okay, I'm awake on the beach. I do want to check out what these even are. Cryo fridge? Damn, bro. Yeah, damn, bro.
I decided to spawn in the north because I wanted to set up my home by the hidden lake. New players tend to spawn in the south because it's not as dangerous as the north, so hopefully I'd be far away from any PvP while I get myself set up. I soon leveled up my character for the first time just from running around.
Oh, I've already leveled up. Let's go.
There's all sorts of stats you can level your character up in, but I was a bit confused, so I decided not to do it right now. I made my way to my potential base location by swimming through the ocean and running through the forest, and was soon introduced to fall damage.
Ouch.
Regardless of how much pain my character was in, I continued onwards to the hidden lake, and it appeared empty. There were no bases set up here. This was perfect. My goal at this point was to set up a humble little abode by this lake. This is something that would prove harder than I thought. The main thing I was struggling with was the controls. Don't get me wrong, I like the game, I really do, but on controller at least, the game has some of the most unintuitive controls, perhaps ever. I leveled up my character in health and weight so I could start making myself some equipment. As you level up, you earn these points, which you can use to unlock the recipe to craft new items. I'd made myself a pickaxe so I could gather materials easier, and I made myself a sick outfit. My abomination of a character is looking fresh. Eventually, I'd gathered up the materials to place a couple of thatch foundations. My home was coming together.
Okay, my home. Humble abode, am I right?
Shortly it got dark and I'd found myself being chased by some creature that I didn't even know the name of.
Oh shit, dude. Stay away from me, bro. Run, dude. Dodge and weave through the trees. Dodge and weave, dodge and weave.
Somehow I did actually manage to escape the giant creature chasing me.
Oh, we escaped.
But I did soon embarrassingly die to these tiny ass dinos called compies.
Am I gonna die? Oh my god. I'm gonna die to compies. No, fuck. Level 115?
Okay, bad start, bad start. When you die in Ark, you lose all your stuff, but if you're fast enough, you can reclaim it. On my way back to reclaim my things, I found my first of 200 explorer notes.
Casteroides is a large mammalian herbivore that
It's
tends
talking?
to
What
live
the
near
f***? I didn't expect it to
Unlike
talk.
other
Shut up, dude. I don't
tendency to
care.
trample them.
I just
As
wanted
a
the
result,
XP bonus.
Unfortunately, while this lady was yapping to me, I got lost in the darkness, fell off a cliff, and died.
Uh-oh.
Or if it just doesn't care.
My XP bonus. Shut up, lady. Oh my gosh, she's still yapping, dude. I don't like nighttime in games, man. I can't deal with nighttime in games. It upsets me. It really does. Can't see shit, you know?
To say I struggled to get my stuff back would be an understatement. I was having a rough time.
Stay away, stay away. No! I just got banged! Oh, I'm dead, dude. God damn it, dude. Damn it, Gigantoraptor. Why am I building in such a dangerous spot?
Even getting back to the hidden lake was proving to be difficult. Something stupid always happened.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this is bullshit. That sucks, dude. I don't know where anything is. It's too dark. I can't see, man.
I just kept getting eaten or something stupid. I was getting annoyed.
Oh no. Oh, it was a Trudon. I thought it was a Dillo. Dude, I hate this place. I can't get back there, man. I can't get back there.
Eventually, as the sun was coming up, I did manage to get back. I had armed myself with a bow and arrow with the goal of trying to get some hide to make myself a bed. Once I did make myself a bed, I'd be able to respawn here instead of running back every single time. Unfortunately, there was a point where I didn't realize I was slightly encumbered and I died yet again. I was pretty discouraged at this point. I'd been playing for an hour and had achieved practically nothing.
This has been a rough start, man. I don't even have a bed. It's been an hour. This is all I've managed to whip up in an hour. That's outrageous.
It was at this point either the game started feeling sorry for me or I locked in, because I soon found myself a dodo, killed it, and gathered its hide.
Yes, we can finally make a bed. We can make a bed. Okay, baby steps, you know, baby steps.
I replaced my thatch foundations with wooden foundations and finally placed down a bed.
Yes, dude, we've got a respawn point.
I spent the next 10 minutes gathering resources so I could finish off my home. With walls and a ceiling, my base would be a little bit more secure.
Yes, there we go. 1 hour, 18 minutes in, we have our first home.
The next thing on my to-do list was to gather even more hide so I could craft some new items. The strategy to get the hide involved me throwing a bowler at a passive dinosaur which incapacitates them. I then shot them in the face until they died and harvested them for their hide.
Hell yeah, we got hide for days now. We're good. All we had to do was kill a parasaur.
I used the same strategy on this Phiomia. Hopefully I wouldn't need any more hide anytime soon. I crafted and placed a mortar and pestle which can be used to make narcotics, and also a furnace which I'd need to make metal later on. At this point I was a high enough level to unlock stone structures. And in the interest of safety and not having a dinosaur eat my house, I figured I should upgrade my base to stone. To do this, however, I needed to collect a ton of stone and wood. 10 minutes later, the upgrades were done.
Hell yeah, we're looking fresh. We got a whole ass base.
It was nighttime again, and I got caught out by an annoying creature known as a Trudon.
What the fuck? Oh!
These bitches can knock you out by biting you, and that's exactly what happened.
Shit.
I ended up dying, but it's okay. I have a bed in my house now, so recovering my goods wasn't too bad. I decided it was time to try and tame my first dinosaur, a parasaur which was wandering close to my home. I trapped him with a bowler, then shot him with tranquilizer arrows until he got knocked out. I then chucked a bunch of berries in his inventory and waited for him to tame.
Eat up, brother.
Since the parasaur was quite a low level, it tamed pretty quick, and I got my first of 32 total trophies.
Let's go, let's go. Your first dino.
I named my first parasaur as everyone does, Perry. Perry the Parasaur. A classic name. I put a saddle on him and immediately got my second trophy for riding a dinosaur for the first time.
Yeah, your first ride. Nice, another trophy. Okay, they're gonna get a bit harder from now on, but here we go, 2 trophies in.
Parasaurs are really good at collecting berries, especially compared to doing it by hand, so this guy was good to have around. I was in my house AFK waiting for it to be daytime again when I got my next trophy. I got it for surviving a full day and night in the Ark. You love to see it, I'm a survivor. I expanded my home a little bit by building an extra room, placing some more storage, and a smithy. This thing is used to make better tools, which would be super helpful. To make said tools, I would need metal, and the best way to get metal is by going up a mountain. So that's where I was headed. I left the safety of my home and started the long, arduous journey up the nearby mountain. And after about a 5-minute walk, I did actually find a metal node.
We finally found it. Metal!
I mined it and started making my way back home. Unfortunately, I did get jumped by like 3 creatures at once and died.
No! No, dude! No, dude! Oh my gosh. I finally got metal and I died to raptors and saber-tooth and bullshit. They all came out of nowhere at once.
I spent about 30 minutes trying to get my stuff back to no success.
Oh, no, 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 no. Dude, oh my gosh.
And just decided it's probably a smarter move to give up on the resources and focus on something else. My new plan was to try and tame a pteranodon, a flying tame that would help me out exponentially. I did the usual, hit him with a bowler and then shoot him in the face with trank arrows. I put some meat in its inventory and felt very unsafe waiting for it to tame.
I don't know how long this is going to take, but I just hope no predators come near me.
I kinda was just in the middle of the beach and there were tons of dinosaurs running around, but surprisingly, it worked out.
Yes, dude, we got a pteranodon.
I took my new tame back to my house and now had to make a saddle. Pteranodon saddles are a complete pain in the ass to make because they take a bunch of keratin or chitin, which is kinda hard to come by at this point in the game. I did know you could harvest a little bit off these turtles, so I was trying to kill it. It took about 30 arrows to kill, but I did manage to take it down. Sadly, it didn't even drop any chitin, and I was pissed.
I got 0 chitin from that, are you kidding? Bullshit.
The way I ended up getting chitin was from these bugs.
Got it.
Maybe I was just getting lucky, but when I harvested these guys, I got a ton of chitin.
Oh, 35 chitin? Okay, I definitely have enough now. Definitely have enough now.
I put the saddle on my bird, who I named Ravish. 2 minutes later, I went outside and things were not looking good. This stupid elephant thingy was attacking me and my tames.
Oh, he's alive. Hop on him. How do I fly? Perry, no! Perry! You asshole!
Perry was sadly killed, but I vowed to avenge him.
You douchebag, man. I'm gonna kill the out of you. You killed Perry! My #1 guy! Oh no! No! Oh my gosh, how could you do that to my boy? Dude, you're gonna pay for that, you stupid elephant bitch.
I made myself a crossbow and started shooting this thing over and over and over again. I pummeled it with arrows until it was dead.
You!
That's what you get when you mess with me. It felt good knowing I'd avenged my friend, but I still felt sad he was gone. We had so many good times together, like that one time I got berries with him, and yeah, he died immediately after that, but I miss him, man. Anyways, after this, I took to the skies to do some exploring. Having a flying dino really changes up the game. It makes getting around so much easier. I made my way to the top of a nearby mountain. Here there was someone else's automatic turrets. These would kill me if I got anywhere close. This was clearly a dangerous place. I farmed some crystal while I was here and headed back home. On my to-do list was a goal of trying to tame every creature in the game, and I decided to knock out this dodo so I could tame it and have him join the team. After a couple of swift hooks to the face, I did knock out the dodo, I chucked a couple of berries in its inventory, and after a couple of minutes, he was tamed.
The 3 of us, we're gonna go far, I'm telling you. Welcome to the squad, Henry. My guy. Oh, he laid an egg.
After this, I decided to farm up a ton of materials. I wanted to build up some more defenses just so wild dinos wouldn't kill all my tames. While farming, there was a yellow drop near my base. These are basically loot crates which can contain an array of items. And this one was pretty good.
Ooh. Metal structures, are you kidding? Hell yeah, bro. Metal structures.
I could use these to upgrade my base. And that's what I did. Hopefully placing these gates would protect helpless Ravish from the evil wild animals. I had to get off for a few hours, so hopefully my base was still standing when I got back. Thankfully, when I did get on, I wasn't raided and nothing went wrong. It appears the server isn't super active, but low-key, that's a good thing. I decided my team needed to be bigger, so the plan was to tame a bunch of new creatures. I tamed a new parasaur to replace Perry. I named this guy Walter because he's going to be collecting a lot of narcotics for me. I also tamed Dilly the Dillo, no Diddy, a Phiomia named Andrew just because it seemed kind of fitting.
Yeah, I'm thinking Andrew. He looks like an Andrew to me.
And I also claimed this baby dodo, which I named Batman, because I did murder both of its parents right in front of its eyes. I continued the taming spree by getting myself one of these big ass turtles, a flying dimorphodon, which I must say looks real good on my shoulder, and also a beaver who I named Justin.
Welcome to the team, Justin.
Yeah, Justin Beaver. It's a great name. A bit after this, I found myself looting quite a few of these drops, and I actually got some pretty good equipment out of them, including a bunch of saddles, some riot armor, and other useful materials. These drops are really good. I almost had a heart attack when I saw this dude riding a giant skeleton dragon past me, but I'm pretty sure he saw me and chose not to kill me, so it's all good. I put up a sign I found, hoping the world would see it.
Hopefully the world listens to that sign. Hopefully they don't kill me.
A bit later on, Ravish and I were out looking for more drops. I was mucking around with these piranha, and tragically, the server lagged, or maybe my internet went out for a second because I got kicked from the server.
Oh, Quick, join back. Join back. Dude, now's not the time for the internet to die, bro. Dude, my Pteranodon.
I got back into the server dead, but luckily, Ravesh was still alive. The absolute Shad survived being by himself for 10 minutes. After such a close call, I decided I wanted more flyers. Just in case one died, I would still be able to get around the map quickly. And fortunately for me, I found a level 135 wild Pteranodon. This guy would be a beast compared to Ravesh.
Okay, buddy. Time to go to bed. Biddy buys.
It only took a couple of shots to knock out, but it was gonna take such a long time to tame. If I just used raw meat, it was gonna take 47 minutes. And I don't got that kind of time. Soon enough, I learned that killing baby dinosaurs gives prime meat, which tames creatures that eat meat faster.
Damn, killing babies is a good thing, dude. You get prime meat for killing babies? Hell yeah.
And hear me out, I'm not a monster, I'm just efficient, okay? I'm sorry. Using the prime meat, the Pteranodon finished taming in 20 minutes. I took him home and decided to get off for the day, and hopefully my base would still be standing tomorrow. After playing for 8 hours, I ended the day with my character at level 60, and I feel like I made a good start.
Okay, that's day 1 done. We got some good progress in. We got a lot of tames. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna start playing again tomorrow. See you then.
Thankfully, I woke up and everyone was okay. All my fellas unharmed. To say I was relieved would be an understatement. One of my goals for the day was to tame an Argentavis, a big bird with a high weight capacity. This guy would be awesome to have on the team. To tame him, however, I'd need a trap. And to make a trap, I'd need materials. So I went to gather some. As soon as I left the base to do so, I got ambushed by a raptor. And I figured I might as well try tame it while it's so close to my base. I almost died trying to throw a bowler at it, but fortunately, I survived. I started shooting it in the face with tranq arrows, but for some reason, it wasn't going down.
Dude, how long does the bowler last? Oh, thank goodness. I don't know where he went. And I'm hurt as hell.
The raptor did run away, but after a couple of minutes, it showed its face again.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I got a lucky bowler off, and it went down after a couple of arrows.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me. You motherfucker.
When the raptor finished taming, I ended up naming him Chris, after Chris Pratt, the raptor guy. And I immediately started trying to tame something else. I knocked out this Packy, and soon enough, he was on the team.
Welcome to the team, Headbutt.
After gathering a ton of stone, which I'm skipping over because it was boring as hell, I placed an Argentavis trap near my base. This wasn't the most efficient Argentavis trap in the world, but I mean, it'd probably work. Now, however, I had to find an Argentavis. And I wasn't looking for any old run-of-the-mill Argentavis, I was looking for a high-level Argentavis. But apparently, they just don't exist. I spent 40 minutes searching, and all I was doing was just flying around with my stupid ass spyglass trying to find a stupid ass Argy that was at least level 85. But for some reason, they just were not around. While searching, I ended up finding a pretty good drop which had a crossbow that was better than the one I was using. When a crossbow has better damage, it knocks creatures out faster with tranq arrows.
Damn.
I also got distracted because I wanted to tame this funky little lizard dude.
We got sidetracked again. I want to tame this guy.
When I had tamed him, I ended up naming this guy Bwomp because he indeed does look like what I think the Bwomp sound effect would look like. Eventually, I gave up trying to find a good RG and just decided to get the closest one. And the one I found was only level 20, but better than nothing. After I'd gotten it in the trap and knocked it out by pumping it full of drugs, I did immediately find a better Argentavis flying around, and I figured I'd just try and tame him too. It was kind of a struggle to get this guy in the trap, but I did manage to do it.
Yeah, another bird in the trap. We got both. Level 80 and a level 20. I almost died, but we got him.
When the first Argy was tamed, I saw some Ankies nearby, and I picked up one so I could bring it back home to tame it. I will admit my mistake here. I forgot to switch to tranq arrows and accidentally killed him.
Oh my gosh, I'm using the wrong arrows. Oh, I didn't even realize. He wasn't even getting bloody. Damn it, dude. Okay, well, big mistake.
I found a much lower level Anki to tame instead, and I remembered to switch arrows this time, so all is good.
There we go. It only took 3? Damn.
After I knocked out Mr. Anki, there was a random Pteranodon in my base walking around, so he's joining the team too.
You've been recruited, brother. Well, that was easy.
When the Anki was tamed, I appropriately named him Middleman and took him on a middle run with one of the RGs I'd named Big Bird. I just went to a nearby mountain and smacked a couple of metal nodes with the Anki. I didn't run into any problems once, which was nice. And I came home with a shitload of metal. You have to smelt metal before you can use it to craft things. So I made myself a little furnace area outside so it was easy to drop off the metal. While the metal was cooking, I decided to knock out and tame this iguanodon to check it off the list.
Welcome to the team, Gina. Okay, you're a boy, but that's cool. Gina the man.
I then wanted to make a fabricator, but I needed oil. So that was the new goal. Somehow, find oil. I made a flashy new set of flak armor.
We're looking good as hell. We're looking too good.
And then went to the snow region to find some oil rocks that I vaguely remember. I was on my best pteranodon, the level 135 that I tamed yesterday. I ended up naming this guy Lightning. Since Lightning was so fast and had really good stamina, it didn't take me very long to get to the oil rocks at all. And I quickly gathered a ton.
Let's go. That rock gave me 35 oil.
There were other players' structures around, which got me a little bit nervous, so after getting my oil, I made my way back home. Once there, I expanded my base a little bit so I could place my new fabricator. I could craft even more things with this. The fabricator can be used to craft electric items, but to do so, I would need electronics. And to make electronics, I would need silica pearls. I honestly had no idea where to find silica pearls, but that's what I was looking for. While looking for the silica pearls, I was finding a bunch of explorer notes, which were leveling both me and Lightning up. I decided to fly around the shore of the entire island just for the sake of exploration and finding explorer notes. While snooping around, I found this giant T-Rex looking thing that was tamed by some random tribe. They just had it attacking random things in the swamp. This was quite scary to see. I also found a couple of wooden bases scattered about. This was actually pretty relieving to see because wood is very easy to raid, yet these bases stand. I guess there's not many raiders on the server, which is good for me.
Knowing that guy's just building a wood base with tames out in the open fills me with a lot of hope, you know? You telling me no one's raided that shit? Yeah. Are you telling me the people on the server are nice enough to not raid that? Hell yeah.
A bit further along in my journey around the island, I noticed a guy in a wyvern, which really did scare me quite a bit. I really didn't know how my PT would do in a battle against that thing, so I decided not to even test it. By the time it was dark, I'd made my way to the snow. I'd almost done a full loop around the entire island. On top of this, I was finally finding some silica pearls. But that's when disaster struck. One of the things I was most afraid of happened to me.
Oh, dude, I didn't see the plasma turrets. Damn, dude, I lost my best guy. I didn't see the turrets. Tech turrets too. Fuck me.
I was shot by some turrets and killed, along with Lightning, my level 245 pteranodon, who has been my absolute goat ever since I tamed him. I was genuinely sad about this shit, man. I tried to get my stuff back on Big Bird, but despite my best efforts to warm up, I died to the cold.
This is bad. This is terrible.
I took Thunder, one of my other PTs, to retrieve Big Bird, and when I got him back home, I just wrote everything else off as a loss. My best equipment gone, my best PT gone, but we will rebuild. Anyway, from now on, I decided to always keep an eye out for a new high-level PT to replace Lightning. I was trying to build a trap as there was an alpha raptor in my lake and I needed to kill it somehow. There are alpha variants of some of the creatures in the game, making them very hard to kill. At my current level, with my current tames, these guys pose a real threat. One of these guys could easily run through pretty much all of my dinos without any trouble at all. So it was pretty important I get this guy in the trap so I could kill him. While trying to lure the alpha raptor into the trap, I accidentally pissed off a bunch of these dimorphodons. And I didn't realize these guys do damage to my character while riding a tame, and they killed me.
I died. Damn it, dude. No.
When I respawned, I was pretty lucky my Argentavis didn't die. The Alpha Raptor fell into the trap by itself, but another one showed up.
Quite the situation we've got going on here, man.
I eventually did manage to lure the other Alpha Raptor into the trap, and I started shooting them with a long-neck rifle. Unfortunately, I must have shot a Dimorphodon at some point because they got mad at me for some reason, and they killed me again.
I shot a Dimorphodon by accident. God damn it, dude. I was killed by a level 10 Dimorphodon.
For some reason, when I went back to get my gear, all the Dimorphodons were peaceful, and I could shoot the raptors in peace. I quickly ran out of bullets and had to use my crossbow, but these guys were absolute tanks. They were eating arrows like it was breakfast. This shit was stupid. After a lot of arrows, the first raptor went down.
How many arrows? I've shot like 50 arrows into this dude. Okay, there's one. Nice.
The second raptor took a while as well, but I did manage to do it.
Let's go.
Who's the alpha now, asshole? Anyway, I repurposed my trap into a taming pen and decided to tame a Doedicurus. This little guy is a beast at collecting stone and is going to be a massive help from now on. I named the Doedicurus Dwarf after Deep Rock Galactic. Rock and stone, brothers. I also tamed myself one of these lizard guys, and it really is nice to see the team expanding.
Hey, we got our Mo Shops. Mo Shops? We're gonna call him Mustache. I don't know why, that's just the name that came to me. Welcome to the team, brother.
And then my heart almost dropped seeing a dragon flying outside my base.
Oh. This is awkward.
But very luckily, the dude was friendly. I feel like this guy could have easily wiped my base out in like 3 seconds, but he did it. He spared my life.
They seem friendly. Dude, my heart's racing, dude. I'm scared. Okay, they seem nice. They seem nice. I think they read my sign, and it worked. I think they read the sign.
The guy ended up giving me some building materials, which I assume he got out of a drop. And a cryopod containing a level 400 pyromane.
I don't even know what this is, man. Are you sure you want me to take it? Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I missed timer with it. You can have it. What a nice guy.
I assume this would be really good, but I can't use it without buying the DLC, which is kind of crazy if you ask me.
Requires DLC. Oh, what the fuck?
And out of principle, I refused to pay the $7 to get said DLC. After the nice man and I parted ways, I honestly was a bit shook. I saw my life flash before my eyes about 25 times in the span of about 5 minutes.
What is that guy saying in chat? What is bro saying?
Anyway, I composed myself and tamed a Triceratops. It died tragically.
No! I didn't even get to name him.
But I found an even better Triceratops and led him to my trap that I used to tame the Alpha Raptors. I drugged him up and tamed him. There's a Kano walking around by the RG trap, and I figured while I was here, I might as well tame him too. Since he was stuck in the trap, it made it extra easy to knock him out. It only took 5 trank arrows for him to fall down. While the Kano was taming, I found myself a decently leveled Pteranodon, and I decided to tame him at the same time. I did some morally questionable things to get the prime meat to tame these guys, but soon enough they were both tamed. I named the Kano Minus and the new PT Spark. The taming spree continued because there was a Therizino walking around by my base and I wanted it. I got him into the trap and easily knocked him out.
Sorry, bitch. Oh, there we go.
He's not the highest level, but I'm sure he'll prove useful for now. This guy took such a long time to tame, it was crazy. But I named him Edward after Edward Scissorhands. At this point, I realized I've been playing pretty much all day and haven't gotten a single trophy. But I decided to change that. There's a trophy for going to the highest point on the map, which happens to be the volcano near the center of the island. I flew all the way there on Spark the Pteranodon, but sadly, there's a base with turrets occupying the peak of the volcano, exactly where I need to go. It would be suicide to get anywhere close to the turrets, so the trophy is not going to be mine today. On the way home, tragedy struck.
I don't even see the turrets, man. God damn it. It happened again. Where were the turrets? Where were they? Dude, so annoying. Damn, Pteranodon gone, saddle gone, kit gone.
Who's putting these up, man? A bastard is who. That's another kit gone, and more importantly, Spark the Pteranodon, who I only had for a few hours. Rest in peace, my friend. I wanted to find a replacement for Spark as my other low-level PTs just don't cut it. I did actually find a decent one, but I also found the Unicorn.
Is it the Unicorn? What the fuck? What the f***? Aren't there only like one unicorn per map? How sick would it be to have a unicorn, man?
There's only one wild unicorn at a time per server. I had to tame this thing. Fortunately, I can pick him up with Big Bird, and I carried him all the way home. Taming this dude is a bit funky. The best thing to use is rock carrots, which I didn't have. I tried to tame it with Mejo berries, but it was just taking far too long. To To tame this thing, I'd need to grow my own rock carrots. So I set up a little farm and hopefully the unicorn wouldn't despawn while my crops are cultivating. In the meantime, I tamed myself a Stegosaurus and another decent raptor before getting off for the day. I did a shit ton of taming today, and my character is now level 75. I was a bit worried while logging off today. Perhaps the nice dude I met today will come back when I'm sleeping, destroy my home, and kill all my tames. But hopefully not. I woke up and my base was still standing. My prayers during my sleep had paid off. Also during my sleep, my farm had grown rock carrots, and I used them to tame the unicorn who was thankfully still in the trap. I ended up naming this guy George. I thought it was fitting.
Yeah, I tamed the unicorn. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, that's awesome, bro.
I then went to see if I could find anything bigger to tame. Luck was on my side this morning because there was a level 130 Allosaurus right by my RG trap. And the best thing about it was that he was stuck on another Allosaurus. I shot him in the face probably around 100 times to knock him out.
Oh, we got him.
I had to kill the other Allosaurus to interact with the knocked out Allosaurus's inventory, and something very strange happened when I did. It took a while, but eventually he was tamed. I named this guy Tiny because he's just a little guy. I then found a saber-tooth. It's not a crazy high level or anything, but I brought him home to my base to tame him in the trap. When it was finished taming, I named this dude Princess, the perfect name for my little feline friend. I went looking for something else to tame and I found this reindeer-looking guy. So I brought him back to the trap and drugged him up. I also found an alpha raptor stuck in a rock, which I picked with Big Bird for a solid 5 minutes. Alpha creatures are awesome for experience points. The only problem is they're a massive pain in the ass to kill because of how much health they have. Luckily though, this guy was stuck, so pretty much free XP, baby.
Yes, we got him.
While the reindeer was taming, I decided to collect some of the nearby explorer notes. There are some really good resources online to find these notes. I was using this cool interactive map where you can mark the collectibles you've picked up as found. After picking up a few of these notes, the reindeer was tamed, and I went to find another creature to join the team. I picked up a note in the snow and finally got my 4th trophy for finding 10% of the explorer notes.
Here's the note. Totally in a safe place. Nice, and there's my trophy for 10% of the notes.
It's been so long since I got my last trophy, I kinda forgot what they looked like. While in the snow, I found a pretty good dire wolf to tame.
130, damn, the first one we find, 130.
So I took him home. And while looking for prime meat to tame the wolf, I found a high level PT. I could finally replace Spark.
140 Pteranodon. I gotta tame this guy.
I named the wolf Alpha because, you know, obviously, and the new Pteranodon Shine. I grinded up the materials to make a bunch of these massive stone gates at the entrances to the hidden lake. In hindsight, they don't do a whole lot, but they do look cool. I really wanted to tame a Baryonyx, as it's one of the best cave mounts in the game. So that's what I was searching for. I actually did find one really quickly. Even though their level was a bit low, I figured I'd tame it anyway. With a rifle and tranq darts, this actually worked out pretty well. It only took a couple of shots for it to go down.
He's knocked out, but he's underwater. Fuck.
I was a bit worried because it got knocked out underwater, but the Baryonyx can breathe underwater, so all is good. The most dangerous thing that happened to me during this tame is that I almost died while fighting an army of saber-toothed salmon. I did come out on top and gave the Baryonyx a ton of fish meat. While he was taming, I figured it'd be a good idea to make a cryopod so I could get him home safely. Cryopods are pretty much Pokeballs, but for dinosaurs, you know. They're a bit of a pain in the ass to make because they take a ton of different things and you have to do it at a supply drop. But I did make one. It did actually work in getting him home, but I can't get him out of the cryopod until I have myself a cryo fridge.
What does that mean? I need a cryo fridge now? God damn it.
So I went on a massive side mission, setting up a new room with a generator, a cryo fridge, a chemistry table I found in a drop, and a regular fridge. I did have to go on a middle run to be able to build all this, and it kind of felt like a lot of things to do just to get my Baryonyx out of this stupid cryopod. After I dealt with that whole fiasco, I went over to Kano Island to see if there were any T-Rexes I could tame, and to check on the cave situation. There was actually a level 95 Rex, which at this point I'd be happy to tame. To say it seemed a bit dangerous would be an understatement. There were alpha carnos galore and predators practically everywhere on the island. I figured the only way I'd pull this off is if I made myself another trap. Now, I don't exactly know how to make a T-Rex trap, so I just made a 3x3 cube with a ramp going up to the top. I'm sure there are better ways to do this, but you know, this will probably work. There were a couple of close calls on the island. The first being when I was on Big Bird gathering resources and the server booted me out. I was stressing.
Shit, this is bad, this is bad. I'm just sitting on the ground. Me and Big Bird are gonna be dead. No. Quick restart, please. Please, 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 please be alive. Please. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Okay, we're good. Oh, could have been a lot worse, brother. Could have been a lot worse. Oh my god.
Fortunately, I didn't die, but I think if it took any longer, I probably would have. The second close call was more of a tragedy, to be honest. I was trying to get a Rex to go up the ramp and into the trap, and after struggling to do this for about 5 minutes, the damn T-Rex landed on my head.
No. I'm stuck. Did he survive? Oh, fuck, I might not survive. Run, you dumbass. Damn, okay, well, it's okay. Our bird's safe.
I did die, but very luckily I whistled my tame to passive flee. I had to go on a recovery mission, and it actually went smoothly for a change. I saved Big Bird and retrieved all of my gear.
That could have been worse. Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
It was definitely a close call though. Big Bird was almost dead. I waited until Big Bird recovered and then made my way back to Kano Island. There was still a T-Rex in the trap after all. The plan was to build a little platform to stand on while I shoot down Tranks onto the Rex. Maybe not one of my greatest plans, but surely it would work. It took one Trank dart for things to go wrong.
What the f***?
Luckily, I did manage to recover relatively quickly, though now there are a bunch of random dinos in the trap along with the Rex. This was a little annoying and definitely made the situation a bit more complicated, but I stuck to the plan and continued shooting the Rex.
I feel like this is the most dangerous thing I've done so far.
This took a long time. I had 60 darts to start and it took 59. Apparently, I had just enough.
We got him with one bullet to spare.
Looking back though, if I spaced out my shots by a few more seconds each, I probably would have saved myself like 15 darts, but I didn't know at the time, okay? Now the problem was the Alpha Carno. I did consider opening the gate to try and lead him out of the trap, but killing it would give me prime meat to tame the T-Rex and net me a shitload of experience. So I started shooting him too, with regular bullets this time. Surprisingly, it only took about 30 shots to kill. I thought I'd be shooting it all day. My original plan to get the T-Rex off the island involved a raft, but I eventually realized I could just use the cryopod I had to save myself a ton of trouble.
I could just cryopod him. What am I doing?
So that's what I did. I put the Rex in his Pokeball. I brought him home, named him Mungo, slapped a saddle on him, and got my next trophy for riding my first T-Rex.
Yes, sir. Rex Rider. Nice.
After a lot of preparation, I decided it was finally time to try and take on a cave. Specifically the one on Kano Island, only because it's the closest. Even the swim there was kinda terrifying. Back when I played Ark years ago, I was scared of what lurks in the ocean. Let me tell you, terrifying things. I have nothing but horrible memories of the ocean. I made my way to the island and entered the cave. I was nervous, but I knew I could do it. Caves are one of the most dangerous things in Ark, but inside are loot crates containing high-level gear and the main prize, an artifact. There's a ton of creatures in caves and I'd need to kill them to progress, so with my baryonyx I fought. This particular cave is pretty much one giant room with the artifact at the very bottom. I'd need to follow the path spiraling down to reach it. If I fall down, I would surely die. I slowly and methodically made my way through the cave. There were giant spiders, bats, and scorpions. I took on one group of enemies at a time, and none of which were much of a threat to my baryonyx and I. Besides the high-level bats, that is. These guys were doing some serious damage. There were some moments in this cave that did feel a bit dicey, I must admit. But luckily, Mole Man, the baryonyx, is a champ. This guy is my goat.
It's kind of a bad situation. I'm kind of clenching my...
Luckily, I had quite a bit of fish meat, so I could force feed my team to heal it when we weren't in combat. There was a loot drop in here with a really good crossbow blueprint, and I was stoked to find this.
Oh, look at that crossbow blueprint. Crazy work.
One of the scariest parts about this cave for me is all the jumps you have to make. I was nervous every time.
Bit nerve-wracking it is. Looks a bit down there.
It took a while, my baryonyx was pretty hurt and I had no more fish meat to recover, but I had taken out all the enemies near the artifact. All there was left to do was claim my prize.
Hey, we got our first artifact. Big money, dude. Awesome.
There was one large group of bats remaining guarding an explorer note that I did need, but Mole Man the baryonyx was too hurt, so I decided against it. I'd have to come back later. I left the cave happy that I'd accomplished my mission. The artifact was mine. I made my way back home with a ton of experience under my belt. I had no plans on doing it today, but I was excited to check out some more caves. Skipping ahead a little bit, I had found and wanted to tame another T-Rex on Kano Island. I was gonna need a ton of T-Rexes if I ever wanted to fight the bosses, so one more T-Rex wouldn't hurt. Somehow, 2 Alpha Kanos fell into the trap as well. I don't know how this happened, but I was getting some serious deja vu to about 3 hours ago. Anyway, I started blasting. I needed to get tranks in the Rex and bullets in the Alpha Kanos. While doing this, I got jumped by another high-level T-Rex. This son of a bitch just tried to murder me in cold blood.
One Alpha Kano.
I should kill you for that. Wait a minute, he's level 135. Never mind, he's joining the team.
And we're back to it.
It took an hour and a half to tame these 2 Rexes, but through the power of editing, there they are at my base, just chilling out. Well, one of them's in my cryo fridge, but the other 2 are joyously frolicking around the lake. Day 3 went pretty well, I must say. I got an artifact, tamed 3 Rexes, and a bunch of other new dinosaurs too. My character's also level 83, which is pretty good. Again, I'm hoping I don't log back in tomorrow and see everyone dead, but that's all I can do. Hope. Hooray, not raided!
I was doing some research last night and I'm gonna need a ton of metal, okay? I'm gonna need a shit ton of metal. While I'm doing anything, I should always have some metal smelting in the furnace. So I'm gonna go on a metal run. Should only take like 10 minutes. Because you just need so much metal in this game, you know? You need it for bullets, you need it for saddles. When I get to the end game, I need like high tier saddles. And I also need it for like building new structures. So yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of metal. Luckily, it's not too far away from my base.
After putting all the metal in the furnaces to melt, I started my first goal of the day. Explore 80% of the map. There was a trophy for this, so I needed to do it at some point. I hopped on my weakest PT and put all my gear away. I really did think I was gonna die to random turrets that I couldn't see. This is pretty far from what really happened though. I literally flew around for like 5 minutes and the trophy just popped.
Random Giga with a saddle on it, killing everything. That's been there since I was last here. I'm scared that Giga means there's a base nearby though. Oh, dude, there it is already. Map maker, the trophy. Dude, that didn't take long at all. I still haven't explored shit.
It definitely doesn't look like 80% of the map to me, but I will take it. With that done, I could already move on to my second goal of the day, that being exploring a new cave. I decided on the central cave near the volcano as it's the only other cave I'm vaguely familiar with. I geared up and started the long trek with my baryonyx to get there. Again, I was pretty worried about running into a base with turrets on the way, but fortunately, getting there was a breeze. I entered the cave and I was confident, especially considering how well the last cave went. Again, I was slowly and methodically clearing each portion of the cave, also stopping to force feed my baryonyx every now and then to heal him up. After fighting my way through hordes of various giant insects and picking up a loot drop, I found myself in the water section of the cave. I had read online that there were supposed to be tons of piranha in this section, but there were none and I thought it was strange. Just up ahead was the artifact and another player's structure, a random metal box. This was very strange indeed. I got a bit closer to try and check it out and the worst happened.
Dude. No! Dude, no! My team's dead, bro. They got turrets in the cave. Are you kidding? That's f***ed up, man. What an asshole. Dude, I couldn't even see. I saw no turret. I just got disintegrated. That's messed up, dude. Fuck, man, that's so frustrating.
Who is putting up all these turrets? In caves, no less? Whoever did this is a bastard. Surprisingly, my baryonyx was still alive. I looked at the tribe log and I was the only one who died. My man was still alive in there.
Okay, from now on, I'm gonna put a bag outside the cave because what the is that?
I geared up yet again and took an RG to the cave. The plan was to run in, hope the enemies haven't respawned, save Mole Man the baryonyx, and use a grappling hook to save my gear. That was the plan at least. Things did not go to plan. I died.
Dude, I tried.
Luckily, I did place sleeping bags outside this time, and I ran in again. I was dodging and weaving like no tomorrow. I booked it past the creatures and was getting very lucky. Somehow, I got my tame back. I fought off a shitload of creatures and my tame almost died, but I got my second kit back. However, I still wanted my original kit, and this is where I messed up. I got greedy. I walked into the same turrets that killed me last time, and they got me again.
God damn it, dude. Damn it, bro. At least I saw where I died from this time. I wasn't just brutally killed without vision of what happened. Still crazy that you die immediately.
Apparently, the turrets were on player only, and that's why my tame survived. This is sort of a good thing, but I would need to rescue Mole Man yet again. The next hour was probably one of the saddest hours of my entire life. I spent it running into the cave with no gear, trying to save Mole Man, but I was getting torn apart by turrets or creatures every time. I died over and over and over again, and I just legitimately couldn't save my dude. It was some real disheartening stuff, let me tell you.
Oh, what? Oh, dude. Get this Kano out of here. Why the is there a Kano in here? Dude. God damn it, that was a rough attempt, bro.
I was just about to try again, but I turned on the tracking for my baryonyx, and he was falling through the map indefinitely.
What? Mole Man! Bro is gone, dude. Mole Man! No!
Yeah, at this point I gave up, and wrote everything off as a massive loss. I was pretty defeated after this, not gonna lie. I lost my only cave mount to damn turrets, and some of my best equipment too. It is absolutely horrible news that someone set up turrets in this cave. That means there's probably turrets in other caves, and I need to get all the artifacts in every cave to not only fight all the bosses and ascend for 6 different trophies, but I also need to retrieve every artifact for a different trophy. I'm gonna need to find a way past these turrets at some point, whether that be through the art of negotiation or through violence. But that was a problem for a later date. I was pretty down after losing one of my favorite tames and had stuff to do in real life, so I got off for the day. I was now level 85 and it was becoming clear that I might be biting off more than I could chew. I started the day trying to tame a tape jara. The strategy I was using was to eat a rare flower so it would chase me, I would lure it to the ground, throw a bowler at it, then shoot it with trank arrows. And the start of the plan went pretty well.
I get him? Damn, I'm smooth with it. Alright, go down, big fella. Damn, that worked out better than I thought. What? What the f? No. God damn it, dude. How did... Oh, man. Dude!
I may have failed to tame the tape jara, but I'd have another opportunity in the future. I went on to tame one of the weakest pteranodons I've ever seen, and I named him Fodder, because I assume one day he's gonna be fodder to turrets. I ended up taming another pteranodon as well, only because it was convenient. This one was more middle of the road though. After that, I tamed a terror bird, just because I hadn't tamed one before. Since I was trying to tame every creature at least once, it didn't really matter what level some of the creatures were. Especially if I wasn't gonna be using said creature. I legitimately don't think I am ever going to use this terror bird, but he is on the team. I was taming creatures like crazy today. I tamed one of these Pelagornis birds and a Dimetrodon, which I found in the swamp. There was also this scorpion I wanted to tame, but I forgot my T-Rexes were set on neutral and they ate it.
My scorpion!
While looking for more things to tame, I found a high-level Triceratops, which could be useful at some point. I knocked it out so I could tame him too. I'm pretty sure there was a double taming event going on because everything was taming so much faster than normal today. I continued the taming spree by knocking out this level 150 Sabertooth. I guess he had a son because when I came back to feed the Sabertooth, there was a level 150 baby here.
Where did this little guy come from?
They both ended up joining the team. A little bit later on, I saw a wild Giganotosaurus on the beach, or Giga for short. This guy is the biggest carnivore in the game, and let me tell you, it is a real pain to tame. I was trying to lead it into this little trap that I'd built, but things were not going my way. His fat ass didn't fit in the trap, and his pathfinding was too smart. I wasted about 20 minutes messing with this guy, and my Argy took some serious damage. I gave up for now, but I would return and tame this thing. On the way home, I found a new scorpion, which I wanted to tame. I ended up naming this guy Stinger. Not very creative, I know. To take a break from taming, I decided to make a new structure for my base. I wanted a large building that was less cramped than my last house. I also thought it would be cool if I could safely house my birds so they weren't all just sitting outside. This was a bit of a work in progress because I needed more metal, but I made a good start. I decided to do something different for a little bit. I hopped on a disposable Argy with the plan of collecting a ton of explorer notes. I went on a low level tame because I am so very afraid of random player turrets. All I was doing was flying from one note to the next, and it was kinda chill, but also kind of stressful at the same time. After picking up a handful of notes, I immediately got distracted. I found a level 100 wild baryonyx. I needed this guy to replace Mole Man.
100? Oh, damn.
In theory, I had enough tranq arrows to knock it out. I just needed to shoot it. I didn't have a trap or anything, so this was honestly a little bit scuffed and I was taking some damage. For some reason, he wasn't too happy I was shooting him. I almost died, but luckily he did go down. While the baryonyx was taming, I found myself an Anki and took it home. This guy was a little bit higher level than the Anki I already have, so I wanted him on the team. When the baryonyx was done taming, I picked him up in a cryopod and dropped him off at home.
Go in the Pokeball, brother.
After this, I continued my note collecting endeavors, and I did this for the next 3 hours straight. While doing this, I did get shot by some turrets at one point, but somehow I survived.
Okay, there's turrets there. There's turrets there. We almost died. We almost died.
Overall, this was a very successful trip. I picked up a ton of explorer notes and got a bunch of trophies. I got one for finding 20% of the explorer notes, 30%, 40%, and 50%.
Here we go, 50% of the notes done.
If you couldn't tell by my voice, I was a little bit tired after doing all this. But I wanted to do one more thing before getting off for the day. I wanted to run the Kano Island cave one more time. I took my new baryonyx mole hero to the island and headed inside. I was nowhere near as nervous as the last time I did this, and since this baryonyx was a bit stronger, things were going better than last time. I did almost get overrun at one point, but besides this one close call, everything went well. I even found a really good blueprint in one of the loot crates here. My team got a bunch of levels for slaughtering everything in the cave, I got the artifact again, and I got the explorer note that I missed last time. On top of this, I tamed my first dung beetle. I did this by picking up my baryonyx's shit and feeding it to him. These guys are super good at making fertilizer, so I was happy to have one. On my way out of the cave, I actually tamed another one, and luckily I had a cryopod in my inventory so I could take them both home at once. After such a successful cave run and playing the game all day, I decided to get off for now. My character was level 92 and I'd gotten a lot done. When I got on today, I did my usual metal run to get the furnaces pumping. And then I decided I wanted to tame some swamp creatures. I headed there with an Argy and a couple of cryopods. I wasn't too worried about the level of the creatures I was taming, I just wanted to tick them off the list. I tamed a Beelzebufo and named him Forg.
That was so fast, that took like a minute. Forg, welcome to the team, Forg.
And a Caprosuchus as well. I flew them all the way home, dropped them off, and flew all the way back to do more taming. This time I tamed a Sarco, who I named Schnappy, after Schnappy das Klein Crocodile. Only real ones know what I'm talking about. And I also knocked out a Parasaur to tame.
Hey there.
While the Parasaur was slowly taming, I was swimming around the swamp trying to get leeched. Questionable thing to do, I know, but I was trying to get swamp fever so I could cure myself and get a trophy. It was here I learned that the swamp is a lot safer than I thought. I could not find a leech to save my life, and after 10 minutes of searching, I gave up. I picked up a low-level Achatina to take home along with my new tames in cryopods. Luckily, I had one sweet veggie cake in my fridge at home, which I found in a supply drop that I could use to tame the snail.
Nice, Achatina tamed. That was so quick. We're calling him Gary. Shout out SpongeBob. Love that guy.
At this point, maybe foolishly, I thought it was a good time to try and tame that Giga that was still on the beach. I took some metal gateways with me to use as a trap, but I honestly didn't know how to set up the trap, so I did feel a bit underprepared. I got to the beach, set up the gateways in a way that I thought could possibly work, and the plan was to get the Giga to run into the gateways.
You think this will work? Bro, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Hopefully he'd get stuck and I could place one behind him so he couldn't run away. I started trying to get the Giga's attention, but it didn't seem to care about me that much.
Come on, you dog.
Like, hello, I'm shooting you. After mucking around trying to get this Giga to even look at me, it suddenly stopped running around. It was trying to eat a corpse, but it couldn't reach, and this Giga was locked in too. I said screw the trap and just started shooting him in the face with tranq arrows. I shot him about 30 times before he started to move. Wild dinos tend to run away when they're close to being knocked out, so I chased him on foot while still shooting arrows in him. And this really was the most nerve-wracking part of this by a mile. That bite did nothing, bro. I could take those all day.
Go down!
Just go down, you big old thing. Sleepy buys, man. Go to sleep. How's he awake? How's he awake?
I got him! I got him, I got him, I got him! Let's go, dude, let's go! It was getting a bit dicey there at the end, he hit me. Dude, we knocked out the Giga! Let's go! Let's go!
Even though it was a low level, I was super happy to even knock him out. I put some meat in its inventory to tame it, and since it is 4 times taming this weekend, it didn't take too long at all.
Welcome to the team, brother! Welcome to the team! It's a female Giga. I'm thinking a strong female name. Bertrude. Hell yeah, welcome to the team, Bertrude.
I put a saddle on him, which I found in a drop, and got the trophy for riding my first Giga.
Let's go, Giga Rider. Big money.
I gotta be honest, this went better than expected by a mile. I took him back to base, a happy man. After this, I decided to tame a high-level Bronto that I found. Not only have I not had a Bronto before, but it's one of the best tames at collecting berries by a mile. Not that I'm running desperately low on berries or anything, but it's 4 times taming. Join the team, brother. Knocking it out actually proved to be a bit difficult. It pretty much broke all my armor.
Oh. Ouch!
But luckily, it was getting stuck on the terrain, which was good for me. I eventually did manage to knock it out, but I'd have to wait a whole hour before it was tamed, even on 4 times taming.
He down? Yeah, Bronto down. Okay.
In the meantime, I traveled to the snow to collect more oil. Oil was the last thing I needed to be able to make an industrial forge. While getting the oil in the snow, I scouted some of the bases out here. It appears someone has blocked off another cave by putting turrets outside. That's another artifact I won't be getting anytime soon. After filling my pockets with oil, I found a penguin that I wanted to tame. So I took him home. I shot it a couple of times in the head to knock him out, and when he was tamed, named him Cody. Where's my Surf's Up fans at? Anyway, I built the industrial forge. This would allow me to smelt metal extra quick. At this point, I had pretty much finished my second base, and I'd be living here from now on. In the future, I was gonna need a ton of these consumable items called sweet veggie cakes for multiple reasons. I have all the crops needed growing and a surplus of sap, but I was also gonna need honey. Honey is acquired by taming a queen bee, only found in beehives. And beehives are common in the redwoods, so that's why I'm here. The redwoods are quite a dangerous place, not gonna lie. There's some dangerous creatures here trying to kill me. As usual, I was more worried about running into some players' turrets more than anything though. While I was here, I noticed a decent level PT, so I tamed it before continuing to look for honey. I looked for such a long time, and these beehives are a massive pain in the ass to find. They blend in so well, they're pretty much invisible. The few I did find, I broke open, and I must have accidentally killed the queen bee that I was trying to tame. You do gotta be careful around these bees. Just like microraptors and thylos in the redwoods, the bees can knock you off your tame. I did indeed figure this out the hard way.
I'm stung, dude. Dude, I can't get on the bird. I'm gonna die. Oh well, we killed the giant bee. Dude, what's the play? What's the play here?
There were a few close calls here, but I was surviving.
That scared the shit out of me. Oh my gosh. Swing and a miss, brother.
After about 40 minutes of searching, I had only found 4 beehives and the queen disappeared every time. I called it quits because I was getting bored out of my mind. I didn't want to leave the redwoods empty-handed though. I know I already got a PT, but I wanted more. There was a level 100 dire bear. I didn't have enough trank arrows on me, so taming it would be pretty much impossible, but the bear did have a baby. If I orphaned the child, I could raise him as my own. So that's what I did. After claiming the baby bear, I noticed a decent level Thylo running around, and I thought maybe I could tame it too. I did have a couple of trank darts after all, but things did not go too well. That's not good. I'm not sure I win this fight.
Oh, fuck, that's bad.
You know what? Live to fight another day. I'm out of here. Catch you on the flip side. I'm out. See ya. Yeah, the Thyla wins this time, but I will be back. I took the dire bear back to the hidden lake and planned to raise him in the safety of my home. I decided to do another Kano Island cave run, this time with the goal of taming a spider and a bat. Both of these are passive tames, and I kinda thought I was prepared, but this proved way harder than I thought it was gonna be. I completely failed. Giving them food makes them aggressive for some reason, and I also didn't know using a bowler makes the creature untamable. It's okay though, I got some extremely mediocre blueprints and a third copy of the artifact. On the way back to my base, I fought and killed my first Alpha Megalodon.
Alpha Megalodon? More like Alpha Bitch, am I right? Sorry.
This honestly gave me quite a bit of confidence in the ocean. With said confidence, I made myself a set of scuba gear and decided now was the time to see what the ocean was all about. I really don't have much experience in the ocean. Even in ASC, I only went into the deep a handful of times. During my swimming endeavors, not a whole lot happened. I tamed an ichthy at one point. This cool dolphin guy is pretty sick, but after following me around for 5 minutes and finding nothing, he was brutally killed.
Well, that ichthy did not last long. I gotta keep it back.
I took out another Alpha Megalodon for some sweet XP.
This is the longest... Oh, never mind. He died.
But after that, my scuba tank broke. I was just about to go home, but I saw a couple more alpha creatures, 2 raptors and a Kano. These guys give a ton of XP, so I killed them all and went home. Apparently, Mole Man was still alive. I could see it on the dino tracking list. I decided it was time to go back to that cave to try and save him. I was on a rescue mission. This is the entire reason I named my Baryonyx Mole Hero after all, to save Mole Man. After the journey, I entered the cave and made my way through the enemies blocking the path. Mole Hero was a pretty high level at this point and had pretty good stats. The stinky bats, spiders, and centipedes stood no chance. After steamrolling half of the cave, I could see Mole Man through the terrain. He was close. I used my spyglass to whistle him to me, and I did it. I saved Mole Man.
I missed you, Mole Man. Get you the f*** out of here. Good to have you back, Mole Man.
A massive dub like this felt great. I still couldn't get the artifact, but at least Mole Man was safe. On the way home, I found a wild level 150 Pteranodon.
150? Okay, I gotta tame this thing. I gotta tame this thing.
I quickly tamed him, put Mole Hero in my cryopod, and flew home. I talked to this dude from one of the bigger tribes on the server called KLF, and he said all the artifacts were blocked off. This is terrible news. If I can't get on these guys' good side, the only way forward will be violence. But I pray it doesn't come to that. Before getting off for the day, I decided to collect a few more explorer notes. I spent 30 minutes flying around the snow on a low-level tame just in case the turrets got me, and I picked up around 20 explorer notes. This earned me a trophy for having 60% of them.
Nice, there we go. That's 60% of the notes. That's enough note getting for now. I'm going home.
I flew home and called it quits for the day. I was now level 97, and geez Louise, does it take a ton of XP to level up at these higher levels. I started the day doing the same thing that I ended the day doing yesterday. I was picking up explorer notes. This did start off pretty well actually. I found a few notes and I was learning where some of the dangerous player bases were. Until tragedy struck and I figured out the hard way where a base was.
Okay, well, found a base. Found a base. Dude, I was wondering why that shit was glowing, dude. Damn, dude. Damn.
Luckily, I was on a low-level PT, so I did have replacements for him. I also didn't have any gear on me because I was kind of expecting this to happen eventually. It was my first ever PT though, so it was kind of sad.
Rest in peace, Ravesh the Pteranodon, dude. Rest in peace.
I continued collecting notes on one of my other Pteranodons. This guy's named Fodder because of his extremely low level, but surprisingly, I didn't run into turrets again, which is nice. Soon enough, I got the trophy for having 70% of the Explorer notes.
Nice, that's 70% of the notes. Sweet. I'm almost dying as well, so I think I'm going to get this drop and go home. I'm at half health, I'm freezing to death.
I called it quits on the note gathering and spent the next hour on Kano Island taking out alpha Kanos and raptors for XP. And by doing this, I got to level 99. At one point, there was also a player's wyvern here, which I was pretty nervous about, but they seemed pretty chill.
AFK all day. 442?
I even asked in chat if they were friendly, and they said they were. This is a tribe I hadn't seen before, AFK all day. And it's nice to know there were actually some friendly tribes on the server. After my EXP boost from the notes ran out, I went home. I decided to try my luck at some breeding, just to do something new. I had 2 fertilized Argentavis eggs that were ready to hatch. I'd set up a bunch of air conditioning units to get the eggs to incubate, which was a bit annoying, but it is all good. The eggs soon hatched, and boy was I a proud father.
Baby Argentavis! Welcome to the team, brother. Name you later. Give him food for now. Here you go, buddy. Yay! Here you go, baby.
You have to hand feed your baby dinos until they're at 10% maturity, and then they can eat from the trough. I was pretty scared these guys were gonna die, so I stayed with them the whole time. After this, I was in the mood to tame, so I knocked out a woolly rhino who would join the team when he woke up in about an hour.
He's down, he's down. Almost died, but he is down.
While the rhino was slowly taming, I also tamed myself a monkey and its baby.
Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, I gave him the kibble. He stopped beating the shit out of me. Welcome to the team, monkey.
A new pretty low level Pteranodon, and a couple of compies. I did also try and tame a Chalicotherium, but I didn't know at the time it was a passive tame. Very sad stuff, you know. I got this crossbow, which is a beast at knocking shit out, but everything I want is a damn passive tame. I utilized my RG trap and some rare flowers to trap and finally tame a Tape Jara. I really like these creatures. They can fly in any direction. It's awesome. I was also trying to tame a Gallimimus at the same time, but I think it died. Regardless, with my new flying mount, which I named Tricycle, I went to Kano Island to find a decent T-Rex to tame. It's surprisingly hard to find high-level creatures. I feel like a big chunk of my time playing this game is just looking around and being disappointed by low-level creatures. There were a bunch of alpha dinos here, and I figured I might as well take them out for the XP while I'm here. There were a lot of, let's just say, sketchy moments on this trip to the island. I fell off my tame probably about 5 times, and every time without fail, scared the shit out of me.
Uh-oh. Okay, that was lucky. That was lucky.
Ark is a very stressful game. On top of that, the server booted me at one point, and I was pretty sure I was gonna log back in dead.
Dude, this trap is foolproof, dude. No, dude, no. My Tape Jara is dead, bro. What bad timing, man.
I did indeed get very lucky.
I'm alive? Yes.
I knocked out a level 80 wild Rex because it was legitimately the highest level Rex I'd seen in ages. I was gathering prime for the tame, and the server booted me again.
No. Join. That was the worst possible time.
Fortunately, I had good luck today because I didn't die.
Oh, dude, that was so lucky. That was so lucky, man.
Anyway, the Rex tamed and I went home. I passive tamed a level 5 Diplodocus. This really made me realize I hate passive tames with a passion. I named this guy Dumbass because I didn't enjoy taming him at all. I did one final medal run before getting off for the day. I reached level 99, which is pretty good, but the levels from here out are a complete drag. At this point, I'd been playing for an entire week straight, and I still feel as if I'm very far off my goal. I'm gonna need a ton more Rexes to be able to fight the bosses, and I can't even summon the bosses without getting the artifacts which are in caves that are blocked off. I still don't know what I'm gonna do to get these. Sadly, while I was offline, my baby monkey starved to death, and my level 223 trike named Fella got killed by a raptor. I guess I forgot to put him on neutral. Very sad stuff. I went on a quick berry run with Lebronto James. in my opinion, one of my best named dinosaurs, and then I took a PT out to gather more notes. I did this for about 30 minutes, and I didn't quite get 80% for the next trophy, but I was very close. I was also quite surprised I didn't get killed. I thought the snow was more dangerous and filled with enemy bases with turrets, but apparently it's not too bad. I tamed a level 100 Rex. I named this dude Bait, and maybe he'll be good enough for a boss fight later on, but I kinda doubt it.
Hell yeah.
On the way home, I noticed another wild Giga, which I was down to tame for some reason. For being such a big fella, he sure is hard to spot.
Was I tripping? Did I not see a Giga? I swear I saw it, then I went home to grab more like tranks and shit.
I spent like 5 minutes flying around the mountain before I found him. Again, I didn't use a trap because I'm an absolute chad, and also the Giga seemed to be pretty stuck in the mountain. I was extremely scared he was going to break loose. Luckily, the mountain did seem to have him immobilized, and I pelted him with trank arrows from my Ascendant crossbow. After like 30 or so arrows, it went down.
Did it go down? Did it go down? Damn, bro, he must have been stuck. He didn't even try running away.
This was a lot smoother of a process than last time. When he was tamed, I chucked him in a Pokeball, took him home, named him Margaret, and immediately told him to get freaky with Bertrude.
Get freaky faster, Bertrude.
Out popped a fertilized egg. I'm not sure I'm gonna raise this one up. I feel like I don't need this many Gigas. A bit later on, I went on a taming binge. I tamed a Kentrosaurus, a Perlovia, and a Megatherium. I made my way to the Redwoods and got absolutely terrified on the way by a new turret tower someone randomly set up.
What the fuck is that? That's new.
When I got to the Redwoods, I found an orphan Gigantopithecus.
Yeah.
I did it. I also tamed a Microraptor and an extremely low-level Spino.
Hooray.
Today I learned that claiming orphaned babies counts as taming even if I don't raise the baby, so I may have to keep this in mind in the future. Anyway, I soon got off for the day at level 101. I started my 9th day of playing Ark by knocking out a level 125 Rex that I found on Kano Island. 125 isn't perfect, but it should be able to get the job done. I hope. While taming him, I found a level 145 Rex. I was excited to say the least.
145, dude! 145, are you kidding? I gotta tame that thing.
After wrestling him into the trap, I shot him with literally every trank arrow I had. And luckily, I had the perfect amount.
Oh, he went down, okay. What the f***?
Not only is this Rex a wild 145, but he's also a male, which means he can breed with my other high-level T-Rex. Taming this dude is one massive step closer to fighting the bosses. After he tamed, I took him home and then went on a meat run to level him up a bit. The Gigantopithecus I was raising straight up died.
No! How did this happen? Oh, man.
I guess I forgot to put berries in the food trough. Oh well. I also now have an industrial cooker, which is nice. Making recipes is a lot simpler now. I went to the Redwoods with the goal of taming a Thylacoleo, a Gallimimus, and a Queen Bee. Luckily, I did find a low-level Thylacoleo to tame. A high-level one would have taken a very long time, so I am pretty glad he's a low-level. Despite this, a high-level one would have been good for cave runs, but I already have Mole Man and Mole Hero for that, so all is good. Nearby the Thyla were some beehives, and I thought it was my lucky day. But I just can't tame these guys. I think I'm cursed.
Oh, the Queen Bee died, bro.
I spent about 20 minutes failing. This shit is depressing. I ended up having to go home because I needed to imprint my baby Argentavis. But I would be back for my revenge. I also forgot to mention, but I bred my 2 best pteranodons and was raising one of these guys up as well. I'd have to wait until it was light out to try and tame a bee again because the redwoods at night have pretty much zero visibility. In the meantime, I thought I'd get the last few explorer notes available to me that aren't in caves, underwater, or protected by turrets. It was one particularly dangerous note that seemed to be protected by NFG turrets. I landed my bird somewhere close by and decided to go in on foot to check. It didn't take long before what I thought would happen happened.
There's turrets right next to the note. That's f***ed up, man. Man, at least I didn't lose my bird.
Yeah, I got blasted by turrets again. Thankfully, it was just my character, so my bird was still alive, but this was some real disheartening stuff. That's another note I can't get. I tried to talk to someone in NFG, but they just don't seem to want to talk to me at all. Someone needs to teach these guys some manners, and I think it might just have to be me. These guys and their lame-ass turrets are stopping me from getting PlayStation trophies, and that's a crime I'm not gonna forgive. I'm gonna make these guys pay. Before I did enact my revenge, I would need to heavily prepare. In the meantime, I got the urge to tame. And tame I did. I tamed one of these ichthyornis birds, which I named Pelican.
Welcome to the team, Pelican.
I tamed a Pygomastix called Thief, and a stinky old Dinotherium too. I still have beef with these guys since the very start of the game, and I ended up calling this one Loser, because he is an alcoholic. No offense to any alcoholics watching. I also tamed a Pachyrhinoceros who I named Knockoff Trike. After all this taming, I went to the swamp to yet again try and contract swamp fever. I really did think this would be a quick 5-minute job, but it actually turned out to be a never-ending nightmare. I spent 40 minutes running around the swamp trying to find infected leeches, but they just don't exist. I swear when I first played Ark, you couldn't not get swamp fever, but now it's a rare occasion. I had a hard time here, I'm not gonna lie.
I was just about to say how safe the swamp is.
After dying about 5 times, I gave up. It was daylight now, so I went to the redwoods to try and tame a bee. Keyword try. Again, I failed miserably. It just doesn't make any sense, and is super annoying.
Dead, bro. Oh, that's so annoying.
The stupid queen bee constantly spawns worker bees, and the prompt to tame never shows up. It sucks. I was so defeated while doing this, I can barely express it. I was miserable. Taming a bee sucks.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I'm going home, bro. This sucks. I can't get it. I can't get the bee. The prompt doesn't show up. I have the item in my last slot. I've gone up to it like 20 times. I spam triangle every time. It doesn't work. I'm giving up, man. This is bullshit.
Also, adding to my frustrations while doing this, I was asking in chat why the artifacts were closed off, and one of the alpha tribes just made fun of me. These guys are jerks, man. I thought AFK all day was supposed to be friendly. I'd keep this little dig at me in mind in the future, but for now, I was in the ocean again. I tamed myself a dolphin and accurately named him Gonna Die, because I do believe this guy is not gonna make it. I'm kinda on a suicide mission here. I was planning on going to all the unnamed underwater caves that have explorer notes. Before this, I went to the bottom of the ocean for an easy trophy.
Yeah, lowest depth. Easy. Nice. That wasn't too bad at all. Ooh, it's pretty dangerous though. Pretty dangerous. What the f is that?
Honestly, going to the underwater caves started off better than I expected. And I stumbled across the first cave and explorer note.
Oh, right here. Here's the note. Yoink.
It wasn't too much trouble to get the second explorer note as well.
Oh! Go! Get out of here! Go! Okay, that was close. That could have been bad. That could have been real bad, bro. Let's go. Titan boa. Nice.
Maybe the ocean isn't as dangerous as I thought.
Oh. Oh. Shit, man.
Yeah, well, it was bound to happen, right? I'm pretty sure these were NFG turrets too. Regardless of the setback, I tried again. And, yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh. Uh-oh. What the f is that? Give him back! Give him back! Give him back, man! No! What even is that thing, dude? I've never seen that shit in my life! Ah, man. Well, yeah. Well.
Okay, maybe the ocean is a tad dangerous, but look, I needed to imprint my baby Argies anyway, so it was almost a good thing. Despite dying in the deep, my dolphin was actually alive somehow. And even though I had zero attachment to this dude because it took me 2 minutes to tame and I probably only had him for 2 minutes, I still decided to go on a rescue mission. This went about as well as you'd expect.
Dude, no! I'm dead. Bro, shit. How's he still alive down there, man?
I actually ended up getting off after this. I think I just felt frustrated that things weren't working out today. I couldn't get swamp fever, I couldn't get a bee, and I was dying in the ocean as well. I feel like the fact that the artifacts were blocked off was annoying me too. Maybe it's just me, but the alphas are turning out to be real jerks. I appreciate them not leveling my base to the ground at the first opportunity, but I feel like these guys are blocking off a lot of the game's content to new players. You can't explore the caves, and since you can't get the artifacts that are in the caves, you can't fight the bosses either. I know I could just transfer to another server, get them there, and bring them back, but it's about principle, man. Someone needs to teach these alpha losers a lesson. I'm only one man, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Before taking out my frustration on the alphas who don't even respond to my messages, Not only would I need to prepare, but I figured I'd try and tame every creature in the game first. I'm already over halfway. I made my way to the swamp planning on taming a Diplocalus. I thought this fella would be hard to find, but I legitimately found him straight away. I got him, hey! And after he was tamed, I put him away in his Pokeball. I then made my way to the redwoods to try my luck taming a bee. But just like yesterday, this has proven to be an impossible task. I've gotten quite good at destroying the nests efficiently. You just position yourself above it and spam attack. But every time I'm chasing these bastards on foot, something goes wrong. Most of the time, I just lose sight of it. The bee is pretty small, and with all the bushes around, makes it a massive pain in the neck. Anyway, I failed at taming bees for like 30 minutes until my rare flowers got stolen by a Pygomastix.
Pygomastix took my rare flowers. God damn it, bro. This is a bust, bro. I need to go home. I need to repair my armor. Damn it, dude. These damn bees. Impossible to tame. I just can't do it, man.
Today just wasn't a bee taming day. It is what it is. I ended up taming a Daydon who I named Oinker. He is an extremely low level, though I am just ticking him off the list. I also claimed a baby Chalicotherium who sadly died, but I think it still counts. I have no idea what I was doing the rest of the day. I'm a criminal at just sitting in base, organizing random shit. I ended up getting off and hoping I'd have a more productive day tomorrow. I have no idea why, but the ping on the server today is absolutely outrageous. I feel like usually it's not super noticeable, and I can ignore it most of the time, but today it feels extra slow. Regardless, I only have a couple of hours to play today, so hopefully it'll be fixed tomorrow. I was trying to tame a Titanoboa in the swamp by dropping down fertilized eggs from above. This was a little bit more of a mission than I thought it was going to be. Apparently they don't tame if you aggro them, so the one I found immediately was a bust. And to my surprise, I struggled to find another one.
There are no Titanoboas in the swamp. I don't see any, man. Where are they?
It's always as soon as you start looking for the creature that they decide not to exist. Eventually, I did find another one, and I didn't aggro him this time and managed to tame him.
Welcome to the team. It only took 2.
He didn't last very long though. He was taken by the swamp.
No, he died. Ah, man. Well, we tamed him, right? I think that still counts. God damn it. I should have picked him up with the bird.
I looked at the tribe log on my way home and was very sad to see that Gary the snail passed. Rest in peace, my friend.
Not Gary, dude. Not Gary. No.
I didn't have the sweet veggie cakes to keep him alive. It also appears my T-Rex trap on Dead Island was destroyed by a tribe I've run into a few times. It was AFK all day. I decided to check it out. There were foundations with pillars on them all over the place, and there were also a bunch of plant species X, which is basically a turret.
Interesting.
I did manage to get into the cave, and there were large bear traps all over the place. I could demolish them by hand, but I decided against it for now. Going deeper into the cave, I was pretty nervous to go into the water section, and soon realized why this was a bad idea.
Oh! What is bad? A baryonyx? Oh shit, he's stuck. Rookie move, brother. Level 290? God damn. Well, I guess the cave is fully blocked off. That sucks.
Surprisingly, I managed to get past it, but immediately got blasted by turrets.
Okay, there's turrets. There's turrets. Oh, well, that sucks. You can't go in there. Dude, the alpha tribes on this server, man. Blocked up every cave.
These dudes suck, man. Blocking off caves is so rude. I guess this is what they were doing when I saw them here the other day. Truly a jerk move. Sadly, I didn't have time to do anything else today, but this was some good knowledge to know. The plan was to go on a taming spree today, and it actually started off pretty well. In the snow, I found and knocked out a low-level Uteranus. These dudes are actually super useful for fighting the bosses, but I don't even know if I am going to be able to fight the bosses at this point, so it doesn't matter to me. I named this guy Bobby. He's pretty chill.
Oh yeah, looking fresh. Welcome to the team, Bobby.
I then went to Kano Island to look for a baby Ceratosaurus I could claim. And usually there is a ton of Ceratosauruses, but of course when you're actually looking for them, they just don't exist. In fact, I saw a level 140 and 145 Rex here. I would have been stoked to find these a couple of days ago.
145? Dude, it's always when I'm not looking for them. It's always when I'm not looking for them. Dude, that would be awesome to have.
Of course, it's the only day I'm not looking for these bastards that they spawn in bulk. Plus, I couldn't even tame these guys even if I wanted to, considering my trap was destroyed by AFK all day yesterday. I went to the redwoods instead to look for a bee again, and surprisingly, I didn't even find a beehive. Pretty sad stuff. While I was here, I figured I'd look for an Archaeopteryx. And I did see a few of these guys around, but knocking them out would be another problem because they're always so high in the sky. While looking for these guys, I had a massive scare. I got shot by some newly placed turrets that definitely weren't here yesterday.
Oh,
Luckily, my dodging and weaving was on point.
they got turrets now. What the f is that? Scared the shit out of me.
Scared to go too deep into the redwoods, I continued to explore the area I knew was safe. And fortunately, after a while, I did find a couple of Archaeopteryx that were bugged out. They were flying upwards and falling back down in the exact same spot. I easily managed to knock one of them out, fed him some chitin, and he was mine. I like these guys. They're definitely a funny team.
What's going on, dude? What's happening? I'm gliding.
You can get up to some shenanigans while holding them. I like it a lot.
I want to go on my bird. This is fucked up. Let me ride my bird, man. Oh, come on, man.
There was a wild karcher quite close to my base, and I thought now was the right time to try and tame it.
I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen.
I spent pretty much all the metal I had in base to make the items for a trap, and I didn't even know if this trap was going to work, but I placed it down anyway, then started trying to lure this big-ass dino over. And my plan actually worked out insanely well. I trapped the thing pretty much straight away.
Did I do it? Let's go. Let's go. We trapped him.
The way taming this guy works is a bit funny. You're supposed to drag a dino corpse over to it, and if it eats enough in a short period of time, it allows you to ride it. When you're riding it, you have 10 minutes to kill a ton of creatures, which in turn tames the karcher. I started by dragging this raptor carcass over as an offering, but it didn't work. After offering a Dimorphodon as well, which also didn't work, I looked it up only to find out that using a baby Rex is the way to go. I went home, picked up a baby Rex which I was planning to use to tame a Troodon, and brought the Rex to the karcher. For some reason I couldn't kill the baby Rex, my arrows didn't affect it, and neither did my hatchet, so I figured I'd just wait for it to start.
He's immune to everything, dude. Give me the food, man.
While I did so, I was going to clear the area of hostiles. There were a few Allosaurus that I didn't want to eat my Rex, so I started fighting them. And there was a moment here where I thought it was all over. The server booted me. I was panicking.
Oh my gosh, dude. Now's not the time. Dude, I'm gonna die. No, dude. Oh, this is so annoying, bro.
The only reliable fix to get back in the server was to restart my console, so that's what I did.
Why did this happen? Of course now it happens when I'm fighting a level 130 Allosaur, bro. What timing is that? That's like the worst timing.
I 100% thought I'd be dead along with my bird, but somehow when I got back into the game, everything was alright. Besides the Allosaurus chasing me. But I did get away, so all was good.
Dude, how are you alive, bro? Good on you, champ.
The tribute baby Rex eventually starved.
Thanks for the help, baby Rex. I appreciate you. Ooh.
And I fed it to the karcher. Immediately, I could ride it.
Let's kill some shit.
I went around killing everything in sight. And I think because the server had 2.5 times taming, I quickly managed to tame it.
There we go. Nice. We tamed him. Let's go, dude.
This big old bitch was now on my team.
Welcome to the team.
I named him Rage Machine. I think it's fitting for what I had to do to tame him. I found a Troodon I was going to tame, but as I got him to the trap, I realized he had a child, and claiming the child would be a lot easier than taming the parent, so I killed the parent. I did have to chase the child around for a bit, but soon enough, I had my own juvenile Troodon.
This is some bullshit. Come on, claim the damn Troodon. Okay, we got him. Nice. I'm just gonna let him die, bro. I don't even want it.
I then tried to tame a Gigantoraptor, but I really just don't know how it works.
Don't look at me, bro. Get out of here. Don't move. I must. Oh, shit.
Plus, I didn't even have a full set of ghillies, so I kept getting spotted. I'd have to come back to this tame later. I started looking for an otter next, and had no idea how rare these guys were. I checked a spot close to my base. No otter. I checked another spot in the snow. Again, no otter. But there was a Hesperornis, a rare little bird I needed to tame. You tame these guys the same way as otter by dragging fish over to feed them. And I did try and tame this guy. Its taming bar was going up extremely slow, and after 10 minutes of collecting fish for the guy, he jumped off the waterfall.
Can I safely swim off this? Uh-oh.
He started hiding in this cave, which is terrible because there are no fish down here. And I pretty much just wasted 10 minutes and went home. Taming this guy would be a problem for a later time too. A bit later on, I did find an otter, and I was pretty stoked about this.
Dude! I found one! Check him out!
The guy didn't require anywhere near as many fish as the stupid hepatitis bird thingy, and he was soon tamed.
Hey, nice! He's on my neck! That's sick, dude!
I took him home and put him inside so he'd be protected from the outside world. A bit later, I learned that fertilized eggs distract gigantoraptors. So, after breeding my gigas and a couple of rexes, I tried to tame the baby gigantoraptor once again. The strat here is to place the fertilized eggs a bit away from the nest. After that, you hide inside the nest and wait for the baby to interact with us.
Please, baby, come back!
I had to press the correct button on the D-pad a few times, but luckily, this guy tamed pretty quick.
Hey, we got him, nice.
I reckon I came up with a pretty good name for this guy. On Kano Island, I spotted a baby Ceratosaurus that I'd need an orphan in order to claim. The tricky part about the situation was the Alpha Raptor and Alpha Kano strolling around the area. I'd have to take these guys out before having the chance to claim the baby. So that's what I did. The Raptor was especially annoying. He just had a shitload of health. It was a wee bit frustrating.
Oh my gosh, die already, man! Holy! This thing not dying. You annoying bro. Holy.
Soon enough, I did claim the lone child, ticking off another dino on my list. I luckily found and tamed a Procoptodon, which is a cool kangaroo guy.
Welcome to the team, brother.
Apparently, these guys do actually have some interesting utility in boss fights, but unfortunately, I will not be using said utility, so in the cryo fridge he goes. I then went to the redwoods to pursue my one true passion of finding and taming a bee, except it's not my true passion at all, and I hate doing this. I did actually see a bee at one point, but as usual, I failed to tame it. It then got so dark I couldn't see, so I just went home. About an hour later, after waiting out the night, I found myself back in the redwoods looking for the bee. And I did find a hive. I cracked it open with my bird, and at first I thought the queen bee was stuck in the tree, but it turned out there were just 2 queen bees. That's double the chance for me. The first one I was chasing did indeed get away. I don't know why the prompt to feed never appears.
Please. Why not? No, dude! Why not, bro? That's outrageous.
But the second one, we got him.
Yes, yes, yes! Yes, dude, that was so annoying, bro. The damn beehive, bro. Stupid team, bro. Get me out of here. That was so annoying. Finally, bro, never have to do that dumb shit again. Dude, that was so frustrating.
I don't know why, but the queen bee was the hardest tame in the game for me. She was so annoying. I spent far too long trying to tame the stupid bee, but it's finally done. On the way home, I found a hyenodon, another creature I haven't tamed yet, so I picked it up with my Argentavis and carried him home to the trap. All I had to do to tame this guy was to pet him a bunch of times. So nice and easy, especially compared to the hardship I endured with the stupid bee. My taming spree continued in the ocean. I tamed a low-level Megalodon who I named Shark. I spent a little bit of time on this guy fighting other Megalodons, and also tamed 2 dolphins which may be useful. Unfortunately, Shark would soon pass. I found this weird fish with big teeth whose name I don't even know how to pronounce, and I probably would have won the fight if I just fought the thing normally, but I wanted to try and tame it, and Shark did indeed die. It's okay though, because I knocked out a new Megalodon to tame. I went on to explore on the dolphin instead. They're a lot faster, so it's probably better this way. After some exploring, I found a Dunkleosteus, which I tamed, and an anglerfish as well.
Perfect. Welcome to the team, brothers.
After this, I did the stupid passive taming to try and get this manta to join my team. I despise passive taming. This shit sucks, man. This was so annoying.
Why are these guys so violent? Needlessly violent, guys.
But fortunately for me, I did manage to tame the manta.
Nice, we got a manta.
At this point, it was getting pretty late, so I thought I'd get off for the night. I had tamed a ton of creatures today, but there was still a few more I had to tame. So I'm hoping I can get a lot of them tomorrow. I logged into the game and had quite a bit of a shock. There was a gaping hole in my wall.
What the fuck? What happened? No. Oh, man.
Apparently, while I was sleeping, one of the tribes in the Alpha Alliance decided to break into my place to steal my shit. They thankfully didn't kill any dinos in this base, but my starter home, they killed almost everyone. Looking at the tribe log today was truly a sad event.
Damn it, dude.
The tribe that did it was none other than AFK all day.
It was AFK all day! Those bastards!
The tribe who blocked off the only cave that wasn't already blocked off. The tribe that broke my T-Rex trap. The tribe that talked shit to me for asking why all the caves were blocked off. And the tribe who said they were friendly. I had to get my revenge. Fortunately, besides all the damages and dinos killed, they didn't actually take a lot. They left a vault in the center of the pond with all the loot they didn't want so that it wouldn't despawn. They did pretty much take the only thing of actual value, my Ascendant flak leggings and crossbow blueprints. I do appreciate them not killing my dinos, but why would they do this at all? I need to get my revenge. But first I wanted to try and tame an Ovis because I knew it'd be a pain later on. I flew around the snow for 10 minutes looking and I actually found one. I tamed the Ovis and named him Sheep.
Welcome to the team!
I then decided to go into the ocean to tame some more creatures there, but this did not go well. I saw this Basilosaurus and wanted to tame it, but after shooting one arrow at it, all these mantis started chasing me. And unfortunately, my dolphin got stuck and died.
Oh, no! Dude, they killed my guy so quick.
It didn't take long for me to follow suit.
Well, you see, I didn't expect my dolphin to die so quick. I thought I'd be faster. Damn it, dude.
I got on a bird to get my gear back, but my retrieval plan wasn't very well thought out.
Hop on the bird. Hop on the bird. Please. No, dude. Bullshit. Why didn't he hop on? The prompt came up multiple times. Why did he not hop on?
My second retrieval plan also didn't work out.
Where are my birds? Dude, get down here. Oh, dude, what are they doing up there? What the f***? That's so stupid.
But the third retrieval plan did. I finally got my stuff back and managed to get on my bird.
Alright, let's go, fellas. Missions? Why am I upside down? Dude, I'm flying upside down. What the f*** is happening?
Screw the ocean, I'm gonna mess with some alpha tribes. I went to an AFK all day outpost and scouted it out. There were turrets defending the base, so if I even got close, I would be blown to smithereens. There were a couple of tames here though, including two of these rock creatures I haven't seen before, an Anki and a snow owl. I got in position and started firing. If they killed some of my teams, I'm gonna kill some of theirs. It was actually a bit difficult to line up these shots, but after a bunch of trial and error and missing, I started to hit the rock creatures. These went down relatively quickly and my retribution was taking place.
That's what you get. You mess with me? That's what happens. Yeah! Alright! Revenge is sweet, baby! Revenge is sweet!
I then started trying to shoot the Anki. This guy was in a really awkward position to shoot. I couldn't even see him from where I was firing from. But I was still trying to figure out the right angle, as I assumed I could still hit it with the arrow drop. Eventually, I did start getting hit markers, so I kept shooting. While I was shooting the Anki, a few of my tames at base got killed. And I thought the tribe I was messing with were retaliating.
Oh. Shit, okay, well, they retaliated pretty quick.
But upon opening the tribe log, it was a tribe called Kodak Black. I figured at the time AFK All Day had just changed their tribe name, but it didn't make sense because the tames I just killed were still from AFK All Day. I went back to my base to check what happened and there was no lightning wyvern in sight. The people that killed my tames were gone. With nothing going on at my base, I loaded up on arrows to keep shooting the Anki. I did have to line up the shot again, but I eventually managed to do it, and after many arrows fired, it went down.
Yeah, get we got him! Anki down!
I took out the snow owl next, and this guy went down in like 10 arrows. It was pretty pathetic.
Oh, it's already dead. Yeah! That's what happens when you mess with me!
There was also a tamed Pegomastix in the base, and I did try shooting it, but I couldn't get a hit, and figured it was a waste of time to kill anyway. With no more tames out in the open at this base, I decided to go to the cave they blocked off at Kano Island. When I got there, I noticed a ton of tames outside the cave. It honestly took me by surprise. Upon using my spyglass, I learned that these were Kodak Black tames. And by the look of it, these guys were getting ready to raid. I didn't know at the time, but these guys were raiding AFK All Day. The retribution is being done for me. In chat, one of the guys from AFK All Day asked for my Discord, which I promptly roasted them upon doing so. Join my Discord, by the way, link is in the description. After lying in chat, I slowly started to put the pieces together. And soon enough, the chat confirmed it. AFK all day was getting raided. What a coincidence. They raided me the day prior and karma was currently being served. I honestly didn't know what to do besides sit back and watch. A little part of me did want to help AFK all day only because they could have killed all my teams and despawned all my stuff, but they didn't. I think I would have helped, but I was not equipped for the job. Even though Kodak Black did kill a couple of my teams too, they also definitely could have killed more. I'm impartial in this fight. I kinda wanted to see both tribes burn. Regardless, I started trying to shoot with my crossbow anyway, and I was missing all my shots and just realized it wasn't my fight anyway. Unfortunately, soon enough I had to get off for the day. But tomorrow, hopefully, I can piece together what happened. I went home and put my stuff away, but did check out the raid on foot one last time by fast traveling here.
I don't really care if I die or not, I have nothing, right? Oh, fuck. What the f was that? Oh man.
I got killed by some teams that were set on aggressive and got off for the day. I got on today expecting my base to not even be there, but it was. I was super curious to check out how the raid is gone, so I made my way back to Kano Island. By the looks of things, AFK all day had defended. They had tons of new structures all over the place, and Kodak Black was nowhere to be seen. I entered the cave trying to be extra careful using photo mode to look ahead. Just before the water was a turret, which promptly ended my life.
Should I see if the turrets have bullets? They do indeed have bullets.
I hate to see my enemies win like this, but it is what it is. It's actually impressive they defended the raid. I saw tons of high-level creatures and thought the situation was out of hand and out of control. Knowing I couldn't raid these guys whatsoever, I figured I'd just fly around to all the turreted bases and see who else I could mess with. I flew around to all the bases I knew and scouted them out, but everything seemed pretty locked down. While flying back from the snow, some of my teams started dying.
Oh.
This was bad.
Someone just died to a lightning wyvern?
I checked the tribe log. It was AFK all day. I raced back home on my Pteranodon.
Well, that's not good. Well, you know,
It was Glimmer and I versus whatever was attacking my team.
Paddington? No, not Paddington. Yogi. Yogi the dire bear.
Luckily, when I got back, I stumbled across this wyvern that was just sitting here. I bit the absolute shit out of it while an enemy stego was killing my teams below by the lake. After the wyvern went down, I'd have to deal with the stego and its rider. And the wyvern did soon go down.
I got their wyvern.
I guess they don't have saddles and have practically no armor. I went for the stego next, but I didn't like my odds being on a PT. I whistled all the teams I had left to attack the stego while I tried to pick the rider. This proved harder than I thought. I figured you just can't pick players while they were riding stegos. So I switched my plan to barrel rolling it to chip its health away.
Dude, it's a battle, bro. Get him. I want to try and pick him. I guess you can't pick him, maybe?
I had never really done PvP in Ark before, so this was super exciting and my heart was straight pumping.
Get him, fellas. Get him!
Unfortunately, while the scuffle was ongoing, another player on a Managama arrived. These ice dragon thingies are a real pain. I'd need to watch out for the freezing attack or I would be a goner. This was not a situation I was experienced in dealing with, but I was trying my best.
I can't pick him. I don't know what to do, dude. I don't know what to do.
Surprisingly, I did actually get a lucky pick on one of the guys, but I quickly let him go because I was scared he was going to hurt my Pteranodon. I was whistling my dinos to attack while barrel rolling and trying not to take too much damage.
LeBronto James! No!
My stamina was also an issue. I occasionally had to retreat to my base to recover.
What do I do? What do I do? I'm not a PvP guy.
At one point in the very prolonged fight, I noticed that my turret didn't have any ammo in it. I luckily had a little bit of ammo left inside the base, and I quickly topped it up while my enemies were distracted chomping my dinos. Fighting the Managama was tough. The movement on that creature is insane.
Oh. I'm out of stamina. What? Stamina, get back. Oh. I didn't think they had C4. They've blown my damn base.
While fighting the Managama, I noticed that Jerk the Microraptor was still alive. I whistled him follow and then sent it after the Managama. And this was actually a surprisingly good move on my part because the guy on the Managama was freaking out. Eventually, either Jerk the Microraptor got him or the rider dismounted because I saw him on foot. And with a lucky barrel roll, I managed to kill him.
Kill Big Mac? Oh, we killed someone. I got someone.
I started chomping on the tame with my PT, but it didn't look like I was doing any damage.
Get the Managama. Kill that thing. We got the guy. Yeah.
I did, however, notice a drop nearby and decided to get out my Karcher, which I had stored in the Ark. I was trying to do this fast before the teammate came back, but things were not going well. For some reason, there wasn't enough room.
Come on.
After trying it again, out the Karcher came, but it ran off before I could put a saddle on. I just hoped it'd be okay and luckily got back on my bird as the other enemy was now riding the Managama. There was a couple of sketchy moments here where I ran out of stamina, and soon the teammate returned with a new wyvern.
Oh, they brought another. Oh shit.
My health was getting low and I didn't know what to do.
This is stuff. I'm hurt, dude.
After the fight raged on for a little bit longer, sadly, Glimmer was killed. Fortunately, I got away, but I didn't have many tames left in the base. The best thing I had was this RG, but it didn't even have a saddle on.
You got a saddle? I got a saddle. I got a saddle. What do I need? Chitin? Hide? I don't know. What do I need for an Argentina saddle? What do I need? Fiber. Rage machine.
I put it on the bird, then went out to fight again. I was trying to pick the riders and do a little bit of damage, but I didn't have a whole lot of luck on the RG. He wasn't fast enough to avoid the enemy attacks. Not to mention, I was training this guy up to be a weight bird, so he was not cut out for this, and shortly, he died too. And so did I.
Uh-oh. Shit. No! Damn it. I lost. I ran
back from the beach and there was another drop nearby, so I sent out a Giga to try and do some damage while they were inside pillaging my home.
Get him! Get him!
Unfortunately, the Giga didn't last very long.
Protrude! No.
I ended up picking up a Mastercraft pike just as the walls to my base exploded.
They broke in the bag.
Soon a dude ran in with a shotgun and I charged at him with my pike.
No.
I didn't like my chances and dipped outside to start attacking the wyvern instead, but I was unfortunately killed again.
No. Damn, bro. I don't even have a bag anymore, dude. I don't even have a bag. That was kind of fun, man. That was kind of fun.
My base was in ruins. The enemy had won. I did actually have one final plan. There was C4 on my hidden Perlovia, so if the enemies were still there, I was gonna run in and blow us all up. But when I returned, nothing was left. Regardless of my crippling loss, that was a ton of fun. Probably the most fun I've had playing the game so far. I talked to my enemies in chat and they were surprisingly sympathetic. I really wasn't expecting any kindness at all from my enemies, you know. The guy ended up coming back and handed me all the tames that were in my unlocked cryo fridge. He also gave me a wyvern.
Thanks, dude.
The tribe was clearly more well off than I thought, especially if they're just giving this shit away.
Damn, we got a wyvern, dude. What a nice guy. Dude, he gave me a dragon. What a nice guy. I guess they just have a shitload of tames or something.
I ended up talking to the guy on Discord and he agreed to show me around his base. This shit was absolutely wild.
This is just like the crafting floor too, like this is the...
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I farmed all those pearls too, bro. I was just farming those the other day. These are the artifacts and shit, like, or one, oh, here's a note. Let's get a note right here. Just one note here.
I've already got them, dude. I cleared this cave before you set up.
Oh, really?
This was the one cave that wasn't blocked off.
Yeah, that's actually jokes. Yeah, and then you got this side road, gunpowder, 180,000.
Holy that's fucked up.
You got your vaults, bro. Harry, you know your flak you got? Come take a look at this. Take a look. If you want, you can take a set.
Dude, I've just been using basic flak, man.
Yeah, no, you can take one set from here, one of each.
Holy shit. That's
Look it up.
Is
Look
that like
at the
cap?
durability and stuff. Yeah, that's cap, bro. Some of the durability on there is like almost 2,000 with my crafting character. And
Damn.
yeah, you can take one of each, just find like a nice one.
Yeah, sure. Dude, thank you, man.
Well, bro, if we can, we'd like to maybe try and get you in here. Hey, you want to see something cool? You know your craw fridges? Look at this.
Oh my god, dude, what the f? Oh shit, dude.
Wild stuff, bro.
That's
These are all like usually. These are all personalized and shit too.
right.
You see that stego I had, bro? Is that wild how it didn't die?
Dude, I was trying, man. I guess it's like level 400 and something. I was like, shit, I didn't know things could get that high, man.
Bro, it's all the mutations, dude. Like, I don't know if you've seen these. It's like, you can transform on these, like this.
Oh shit, is that like a pyro main or something?
Yeah, and then it just goes right back on your shoulder.
Oh,
like this.
shit.
Wow, dude.
Dude, someone gave me one of them and it was like level 400, but I couldn't use it because I didn't have the DLC.
Oh, yeah, it's worth it, bro. They're game changers. If you look up here, too, this is like, I don't know if you've seen these yet, these like Mega Lab things.
Oh, now
These
this
are
is
pretty crazy, bro.
This is new to me, man. This is new to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at all these stegos, bro.
Oh, they're named Luca.
Luca, yeah, bro. We have a guy named Luca too, but he actually just quit because of personal shit. Like, he might be
true.
coming back soon, but yeah, bro. If you're gonna stay on a week, maybe I'll f***ing get you tribed in, bro, and you can just kind of play out of this, you know? It might be good for your content. I don't know.
Yeah, if you can set me up and I can like figure out all the bosses and like caves and shit, that'd be sick.
I can do one boss fight with you real quick if you want.
Yeah, I'll be down, dude.
Yeah, you want to do a boss fight?
Yeah.
Here, jump on. I don't think you'll get killed in here. You shouldn't.
I got the strong flex, I might survive a few bullets.
Oh, hell yeah, you will.
There was so much stuff that it was kind of unfathomable. I can't even imagine how long this tribe has been going on for, and how long it's taken to breed, tame, and craft all of this shit. After showing me around, the guy offered to do a boss fight with me, and I couldn't refuse. I'd get a trophy for beating the boss.
But this one right here, bro, is 90,000 health with 1,200 melee. 1,200 melee.
Holy
Bro. Dude,
It's
this shit
fun.
just gets mutated over and over and over. Like, a lot of times, bro, I'll spend a couple bucks and I'll buy, like, a bunch of these tames just so I don't have to, like...
Oh.
Because if you start at, like, your level, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, those gigas, like, you did all that for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And the cartridges, like, bro, that's impressive. That's impressive for 2 weeks into the game, you know what I mean? Like, that's... But the thing is, everyone else's cartridges, bro, are, like, level... It's 400.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Everyone's got like a 300 Karcher running around. It's
Yeah, bro. So that's what makes it, like, a little difficult.
Dude, the hardest thing to tame was the f***ing bee, dude. That queen bee.
Oh, yeah, you gotta put Gilly on and shit. Yeah.
That took me like 2 days to tame by itself, bro.
Just a little bit hesitant, just because usually I got someone on the f***ing Beauty to roar, but there's no way I can get you to throw a crowd fridge in here. You won't be able to place it.
Alright. Well, you could invite me to the
The only
team,
thing would
dude. I
be-
could write something.
I guess I could, huh? I feel like you wouldn't f***ing do nothing shady.
No.
You know? I'll have to lock a few things up. But...
But yeah, this is like crazy to me, dude. I didn't think like the alpha tribes were this advanced, man.
Oh, bro, it's wild. It's wild what's going on out there, bro. So this is like basic, you know what I mean, bro? There's people out there that are way f***ing more beefy than us.
Right.
Bro, my girlfriend is tripping. They're laughing with the name of your dinosaurs and stuff.
Oh, dude, I had it personalized, bro. Dude, LeBronto James, that cracked me up every time.
Yeah. Oh, bro, we were pissing ourselves. I was like, oh, man. That's why we were like, okay, I'm putting all your stuff in a ball. I'm like, we can't. But I seen that black BP, and I was like, I don't know where the hell he got it from, but...
That was one of my 2 BPs, man.
How'd you get those?
I think just in this cave, actually. I think I got lucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now you'll have access to them, bro. You can play out of this space for now. Alright, here we go. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Get ready to hop on that thing.
What are we fighting? What are we doing?
Alpha Broodmother, the spider. So yeah, just get ready to hop on that UD and try and get out of the herd.
Yeah.
The boss started, and I was guessing that these tames are so strong that not a lot can go wrong.
Yep, beauty.
Yeah, I'm already on. I remember reading online that you only needed like 20k health and like 700 melee.
Maybe, I don't know, bro, but don't take that risk.
Yeah. That being said, a little bit did go wrong. A couple of the Megatheriums died.
Oh.
You just tried down with so many people, bro. It's getting cold, dude. Why is everything getting up so quick? That is not good.
Yeah, I guess not.
But shortly, the boss went down, and I got my trophy.
Yeah. Down she goes, log. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got the note, the trophy, let's go.
Oh, bro, you know why I died, bro? Because normally I do beta. I'm such a stoner, bro. Normally we do beta. Oh my god.
Shout out to this guy, man. He raided me, destroyed everything I had, and now he was helping me. I'd pretty much given up on the platinum at this point, but this might change my mind. If these guys can help me, I'm set.
Yeah, this is all inside the base too. And then watch here, I'll show you the main wall. I'll show you the main wall before I get off.
I didn't know this is what I was messing with, man.
Oh, wait till you see this.
Holy, bro.
And this is like that water entrance over here that you were looking at.
Oh. So as soon as you get past
And
the
so
water,
what
you're
you
just by turrets?
Yeah, and then you can only use certain things. But bro, if you keep spamming rafts up here like this, they can't get through. They gotta break them all, and they can't soak, and
Oh.
it's pretty wild. That was our last line of defense there, because like once they got up to this wall, they'd be getting through pretty easy.
Right.
My new friend Gio had to get off, but he'd left me in the tribe, and I was free to explore the base.
Dude, thanks for showing me all this, bro. This is
No, bro, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, bro, that's cool. I'm happy to show you. All right, brother. I'll catch you tomorrow, though.
Yeah. Have a good night, dude. Yeah, peace out, dude. Peace out. Yeah.
All right, brother. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, take care, bro. Take care.
Peace.
Damn, that was fucked up, dude. That was that was Dude, I didn't know this game was like this, man. What the Dude, hell yeah. I'm in a tribe, dude. Fucking oath.
I walked around for a bit and was absolutely dumbfounded by the amount of shit these dudes have stacked in this cave. There are just unlimited tames here. It's actually crazy. The amount of loot here was insane. I spent like 30 minutes just looking through all the shit in awe.
What's in here? Lightning Wyvern. What the is this? Managama embryo? What? What the What is that?
Eventually, I found one explorer note that I apparently missed in this cave and got a trophy for getting 80% of the notes.
Oh, a note I haven't found. Hey! Hey, we got a trophy for 80% of the notes. Let's go.
Also, while I was in here, the wyvern I got given randomly died.
No! The wyvern he gave me died! No! Dude!
I eventually left and went back to my base, which was falling apart, with a new sense of determination. I don't know why, but today I decided to check out the volcano. I kinda did think I was gonna be blasted by turrets, but the base that was once here was gone. I stood atop the highest point on the map and got a trophy. Today was a big trophy day for me. I feel like I haven't seen this many trophies in ages. The last thing I did today was talk to one of the other members of the tribe. This guy was pretty chill. His name was Jay. We had some funny conversations.
How's Australia, bro?
I don't even live in Australia, bro.
You said Australia, right?
No, New Zealand, man. It's the country right next to
New
Australia.
Zealand. Oh.
Yeah.
But it's the same, right? It's almost the same.
It's almost the same, almost.
But like the animals are the same. No?
Not really. I think it's more dangerous in Australia, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't you have the big fat spiders there in New Zealand?
No, I think Australia is the one with all like the snakes and like big spiders and shit.
Boy,
We just got
that's
like
weird, bro.
the kiwi bird, you know?
Yeah. So no so no kangaroos and shit there.
No kangaroos, man.
No?
No.
What? That's crazy.
Different country, man. Different country. It's a 3-hour flight away.
How long is it if you drive?
You can't drive, man.
Bro, I want to visit Australia, but also I don't, you know.
I've been a couple times. It's pretty nice.
Bro, I hate fucking spiders, bro. Like, I'm not afraid of them, but they are so fucking ugly, bro. They just creep me the fuck out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, after my conversation with Jay, I ended up getting off for the day. I don't know what it was, but I did have a good feeling about this tribe. I began my 3rd week of playing the game, and as I'm now a member of this crazy tribe, maybe I'd have the help I need to get the remaining trophies. One of my tribe mates, Gio, was being an absolute G and teleporting me to each of the artifacts that were available. Apparently, alpha tribes usually block off all the artifacts to stop people from doing bosses. It's kinda crazy. I managed to get 5 of the artifacts, but I'd still need to get the other 5 somehow. One goal I still had to do was personally tame every creature. Even though the tribe I was in pretty much had every creature in the game, it wasn't wasn't good enough to just have the creature. You have to personally tame it. I was going after the hepatitis bird thingy again that requires you to drag fish to them. This tame is honestly such a pain in the ass because even though I'm on 2.5 times taming, the progress was still going up insanely slow. This little ass bird took about 20 minutes by itself. 20 minutes of killing fish and slowly dragging them to wherever the bird may be. Eventually this guy was tamed and I named him Hepatitis because that's what I've been calling him anyway.
Yeah, Hepatitis! Dude, this guy was such a pain to tame. Welcome to the team, Hepatitis.
Immediately after this, I finally decided to tame a Gallimimus. It's crazy it took me 15 days to finally do this, but I am indeed doing it. This dude was honestly a pain to tame too because his torpor was draining so quick and I didn't have any narcotics on me. I had to resort to picking berries and praying for narco berries so it wouldn't wake up. This guy was soon tamed and I named him Slimer. It was at this point I looked at the trophy progress and surprisingly I was only at 65 out of 89 creatures tamed for some reason. I thought it would have been way higher. I looked up all the creatures I had to tame for the trophy and the math wasn't mathing. I took a look at my dino dossiers and some of the dinos I had tamed had ticks next to them and some didn't. I'd tamed a Baryonyx twice and for some reason there was no tick where the tick should be. I decided to tame a new Baryonyx to see if the trophy counter would go up and when the Baryonyx tamed, it did. I was now at 66 out of 89. Apparently, and I didn't know this going into the game, you have to be next to the creature when it tames, or it doesn't count for the trophy, and you don't get a tick for the dossier. This meant I was going to have to retame a few dinos. A bit of a pain, but hopefully it wasn't going to take too much time. Two of the dinos I needed to retame were the Parasaur and Phiomia, and fortunately for me, there was a baby of each of these dinos right nearby. I orphaned them both, claimed them, and sure enough, the trophy tracker was going up. I also didn't feel like raising these guys, so unfortunately, they are no longer with us. While in the swamp, I also tamed another Sarco, which I didn't want, so I murdered it. I tamed another Pelagornis, an Iguanodon I named Marijuanamon, and a Bronto I named Bronny James.
Welcome to the team. Right, get in the cryopod, you dog. Oh, that was a mistake.
Bronny James didn't make it. The beavers got him.
No!
After this, I tamed the new Kano, and then I got ready to go to a cave so I could tame some cave creatures. I took the journey over to the volcano cave, and I was in for a rough 30 minutes. Nothing I did was working. Every time I even got close to any creature, it just started attacking me, regardless of how slow I was creeping up on it. I was also wearing ghillie, which is supposed to be like a stealth type of suit thing, but this shit was not working. I didn't know at the time, but I needed bug repellent. Eventually, I figured this out and flew all the way home to make some, and all the way back to use it. With this, I slowly tamed an Onyx, which I ended up naming Batman.
Yes, dude, finally! An Onyx!
A spider, who I named Spider-Man, and a centipede who got into an enormous battle as soon as it was tamed. It actually almost died, which would have been kinda sad, but luckily I ran to get Mole Hero and saved my boy. I felt bad I was just using the tribe to mess around and collect low-level tames, so I collected a ton of stones to help these guys out. They taught me the most efficient way at collecting stones too, which is handy to know. All I had to do was whip around this poor Doedicurus, as when you whip your dinos, even if their inventory is full, they can move around. Using this in combo with a Argy is a really good way at collecting stone. I soon got off for the day, but I was now really close to taming every creature. Maybe I could even get everything else done tomorrow. I started the day trying to tame a Quetzal. To do this, I had to grapple my Pteranodon Gleam and whistle him around while shooting the Quetzal. This was a massive pain in the ass because my character was glitching all over the place. And I was very inaccurate and kept missing my damn tranks. Eventually though, after many shots, the Quetzal thankfully went down. This dude took such a long time to tame after being knocked out. Creatures usually take somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes on the longer side to tame, but even with 2.5 times taming, this thing took a whole ass hour to be done. But you know how it goes. This bad boy is another dino checked off the very long list. I named him Cannon. I decided to try and tame a Rhyniognatha next. These guys are very unique and complicated tame. First you need a pheromone from killing a male, which I already had. Then you need to weaken a female to 10% health and feed your tame the pheromone. At this point the female should impregnate your tame. You heard that right. I did some good damage to the wild female Rhyniognatha on my wyvern, which I'd named Waviest Jingler, and soon enough, it was now pregnant.
I did it. I did it. I did it.
I had to make sure this guy was well fed while the baby Ridey Ognatha grew inside of him. Unfortunately, this does kill the pregnant tame, but you know, what do I need a wyvern for anyway? This was gonna take 4 hours, so I renamed my wyvern appropriately, then went to do something else while waiting. I shortly found myself in the ocean, and Geo was helping me tame creatures. Crazy how the tables turn. While we were here, we tamed a low-level Plessy. Geo was helping on his extremely high-level octopus thingy, and I was on my baryonyx. After taming the Plessy, we also tamed a mosasaur, which I feel like I would have really struggled with if I was solo. My teammate also had the best kibble, so these guys tamed pretty quick. Unfortunately, Geo had to go, but that was 2 hard tames ticked off the list just like that.
Yo, hop on easy, bro. There's kids here, I knew it.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm coming back.
Alright.
Alright, brother, I gotta fucking head out here. You should be okay.
Oh, good. Yeah. Peace out, dude.
A little bit later, my wyvern passed away and my very own Ridey Ognatha was born. I would have to wait till this guy was grown up to use him, but cool beans nevertheless. It was kind of terrifying to see this guy burst out of my wyvern though. This shit was kind of traumatic if you ask me. I went back into the ocean, this time alone, looking for more water tames I haven't gotten yet. I was on my new mosasaur, which wasn't a super high level, but it should be better than the baryonyx. As soon as I got on it, I leveled up its health, so I was hurt from the get-go. Very quickly, I ran into a low-level basilosaurus, which is a passive tame, and only took a couple of the kibble I was carrying to tame.
Dude, hurry up and get hungry, dog. I've been waiting. Oh. Yeah, there we go, Bessie.
I named this guy Seal.
Here we go. Seal, welcome to the squad.
After a lot of swimming around, I got into a bad situation with this weird toothfish thingy.
Oh my god. This is bad. Get off me, you stupid ass fish. You know, I didn't know this happened.
I was very lucky I had good armor on and I managed to escape.
No! Stun? Eel, no! Get on the tank. Dip. We dip.
My mosasaur did almost die though, which would have been tragic.
I almost died, bro.
Shortly, I did actually tame one of these super ugly fish.
Oh, that was so quick, dude. There we go.
And not too long after that, I tamed one of these big turtle guys by giving him kibble and biotoxin.
Oh. Nice. Let's go.
I named this guy Master Oogway. Unfortunately, just like the film, Master Oogway died.
Oh, Master Oogway. No. Rest in peace, Master Oogway. Gone but not forgotten.
And so did the ugly fish, but at least I've tamed them.
Oh no, we're good. Let's dip. Oh, no. No.
My oxygen tank sadly broke and I decided to swim back to base on my very hurt mosasaur and get off for the day. The list of creatures I had to tame was running low and I was happy. I picked up right where I left off yesterday, in the ocean taming shed. I tamed this electric eel, who very quickly died, and I retamed a Dunkleosteus, who also very sadly died when I was fighting an alpha mosasaur.
Get him, Dunkleosteus. No!
The fight against the alpha was looking like a lost cause, so I dipped. Eventually, I stumbled across this Leopleurodon who only took 1 giant bee honey to tame. This was awesome. I only had 1 water creature left to tame. Unfortunately though, the creature I did have to tame was a bastard. The creature I was looking for was called a Tusoteuthis, and is basically a giant squid. The problem with these guys is that they're a very rare spawn. My teammates had gifted me a tech helmet which allows me to see the outlines of creatures through walls, but even with this, it was impossible to find. I searched for over an hour and had made 2 full laps around the entire island. The only Tusos I'd seen were either owned by another tribe or an alpha, which you can't tame. This is when my teammates came in clutch yet again. There's an item in the DLC which you can't use unless you own the DLC, which allows you to track any wild dino on the entire map. If you didn't know, this game is sadly pay to win. Anyway, my tribe mate owned the DLC and helped me track down the Tuso easily. The way to tame the squid is to let it hold one of your tames and feed it 50 black pearls, which again my tribe mate supplied me with. Anyway, I let the squid grab my tame and I tried to feed it, but shit kinda hit the fan.
Does not want to be tamed right now. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm hurt, dude. I think I might die. It's chasing me, bro. Dude, It grabbed me, I'm dead.
The squid had kind of broken half my gear, but I still wanted to try again. I let the squid hold my poor mosasaur yet again. And I didn't have any flippers, so this was extra nerve-wracking, but I fed the squid and it was tame.
Oh, there we go, I got it. There we go. Thank you, bro, I appreciate the help.
Just like that, all the ocean tames were done. I still had a couple more dinos to tame, but I could stay away from the ocean for now. At the moment, I have 6 dinos left to tame, and I only know what 3 out of the 6 actually are. For the 3 that I do know, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to retame some of the creatures I've already tamed. I would know which tames I had if I had all the notes because there's a tick next to the dinos you've tamed. But I still don't have all the notes, which is another thing I need to do somehow. I got on for the day and my taming dreams had to be put on hold because we were getting raided. I gotta be honest, I don't think I was cut out for the defense either, and I was the only one online. I rummaged through the storages looking for shit to maybe fight these guys with, and then got close to the entrance of the base to check if I could see what they were up to. I was using photo mode to look through the cave, but couldn't really see too much. I eventually got myself a tick helmet to see what was going on through the wall. These guys were draining turrets with turtles and I didn't know how to stop them. I decided to use my favorite strategy, negotiation. Why you try offline? Come on, man. You're online? He used the wrong "you're" here, but I'm not saying anything. The frick? Just now, bruh. You're full of beep. I'm gonna leave that one up to interpretation. Your friend got clapped already. Lamau? Come on, man. Why are you so mad? Lamau, cause you're stupid. This is a very ironic message because you can't use the wrong "you're" and call someone stupid in the same sentence. You just can't. Alright, man. Come on out. Creepy. Creeper alert. Good luck, guys. Nah, am scared. Bring your PT again. Sadly, they killed one of my PTs. That was my favorite Pteranodon. What server are you guys from? 8020. Kano as well. Kill the Carbo. Get the number. You, Bob. Yeah, bruh. My name's not actually Bob, but, you know. Man, log. Beep, beep. Give me 30 minutes. These guys just put me in tribe, Lamau. Don't doubt it, Lamau. Only been playing 2 weeks. Laugh out loud. Just come out. Nope, too scared. Just let all your spam broke for what? Come in, bro. I'll turn off the turrets. Turn them off then. We can discuss peacefully if you come out. Soon a tribe mate of mine came online and I think just being online scared them off. Because soon enough they packed up and left. They left some structures which we blew up. And a couple of turtles, which I took out with a Thyla. Besides this one event, nothing else happened the entire day. I definitely need to get some taming done tomorrow. I don't know how many days it's been since my last trophy, but I finally got another one today. I was running around the swamp with my tick helmet, meaning I could see all the creatures around me. I was looking for an abundance of leeches, which I did eventually find, and one of which gave me swamp fever. I used an antidote to cure myself of the swamp fever, and got myself trophy number 18. Cure-all, baby, cure-all. Okay. I went around retaming a bunch of creatures, and was now 3 off the trophy for taming everything. All I needed was a Megalania and a Megalosaurus, both of which are cave creatures. And sadly, a majority of the caves are blocked off on the server, so this was gonna be tough. I also needed a Titanosaur, which, if you know anything about this game, is notoriously tough to tame. But I would have to figure something out. The normal way to tame these fellas is to use cannons on the back of a Quetzal. So I was gonna need to gather a ton of metal to be able to make what I need. Since I was still wholeheartedly underprepared for the Titanosaur, I decided to go after the other 2 tames instead. I knew there was a Megalosaurus in this cave because of my tick helmet. I just needed to clear the cave of other creatures to be able to reach it and tame it. Honestly, this was just the usual cave diving procedure. And things went pretty smoothly. I was using Mole Man, the baryonyx who got stuck in this very cave about 2 weeks ago. It almost felt nostalgic doing this. Even though Mole Man isn't the strongest baryonyx, I like him a lot. He gets the job done, you know. After about 10 minutes of clearing the cave, I could see the sleeping Megalosaurus right in front of me. I whipped out my crossbow with tranks and fired. The plan was to lead him to an earlier part of the cave, so there was no chance he would run into the turret's line of sight. This plan worked perfectly, and I managed to knock him out in relative safety. Okay, nice. Okay, we knocked it out, finally, bro. I left to go get prime meat, which was a very short trip, but when I came back, my tame was nowhere to be seen, and I was panicking. Where'd he go? Wasn't he right here? Why is he down there? No, bro. He's falling through the map. He's 700 meters below.
He should be right here. To fix this, I re-logged into the server, and fortunately, there he was. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Dude, I don't know why the f it does that, bro. I don't know why creatures disappear like this, but sometimes they do. After a few minutes, he was tamed, and I named him appropriately. Let's go, Megalosaurus tamed. Welcome to the team, Megalo stupid. With only 2 creatures left, I tried my luck in a different cave where Megalanias spawn. I was pretty confident I was going to get immediately blasted by turrets, but the turrets that were at the entrance were turned off. It was my lucky day. I explored the cave a bit with no gear, just to get a bit familiar with it. And I did die to the creatures inhabiting it many times. Send it. Oh, I got knocked out. I'd have to come back with some proper gear to be able to attempt this cave properly. About an hour later, I did indeed return with my baryonyx. And I could now clear out the creatures that were bullying me earlier. It felt good to get sweet, sweet revenge. Very early into the cave, I saw a Megalania hugging onto the wall. I shot it with a tranq arrow, and it fell into the lava below and tragically died. I would have to find another. He fell into the abyss. He fell into lava, bro. Shit. Luckily, I could see another one through the wall with my helmet, but I just had to get to it. This one was in a very sketchy spot, and I was very nervous about falling into the lava and losing my gear and my tame, so I decided to go on foot. The Megalania was right in front of me. I didn't have much hope it was gonna survive, but I gave it a go anyway. Yeah, this one fell into lava too. And now I was in a very awkward spot. I didn't even know if I could make the jump back, and I had to hype myself up. I'm scared. After about 5 minutes of hesitation, I did make the jump and decided this Megalania would have to wait for another day. I flew home and would definitely be taming this fella tomorrow. I picked right back up where I left off yesterday, looking for a Megalania to no success. There was one Megalania I could see through the wall, but he wasn't on the right side of the wall. This game is glitchy as hell and it sucks, but I also love it. I literally wasted about 30 minutes looking for one of these bastards. I was super scared to go too deep into the cave because of the turrets set up all over the place, and soon enough, I gave up yet again. My teammates had finally gathered the materials to do the dragon boss on alpha difficulty. Doing this would not only get me a trophy, which I was super happy about, but also allow me to use the teleporter, meaning I could get around the map and our confusing ass base a ton easier. This would be a game changer, so I was excited to fight the boss, but also a bit nervous. I entered the boss fight with 2 of my tribe mates, Geo and Motez. I just followed their instructions. Said instructions were a bit confusing, not gonna lie. Motez is from Saudi Arabia, and I gotta be honest, I didn't understand what he was saying half the time. Motez is a funny dude though, I like him a lot.
Listen guys, when he land, come to me, okay? Just be here. Yeah, now just be here. When he land, come there, okay?
Yeah.
Because if you don't come there, he will, get mission here. He'll kill us and mish.
This boss fight, pretty goofy if you ask me. How it works is one guy baits the attacks by standing underneath the dragon, and the others attack from behind. There's also fireballs to watch out for, but my teammates knew the spots to stand to be safe. I always thought you needed 15 strong Rexes for this fight, but apparently not. We were just using 3 Therazinos. They were inbred an ungodly amount of times, so their stats were absolutely insane. Just so you know, this felt a lot more intense than it looked. After less than 10 minutes of chomping down on this goofy dragon, the health of the boss was low.
Die!
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Finally, man. I can teleport.
Congratulations, Luca. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I come tickle you. Tickle. Tickle. You like it? Oh, look, you get double tickle.
To celebrate, I used my new teleportation powers.
Wow.
Dude, my life's getting easier, right?
Now, no secret ways. Come, Luca.
And my tribe mates gave me new tech armor to wear. I was stoked. What you got?
I will give you that.
Thank you.
Read it.
Bro, that's sick, bro. You look like the guy from Avengers. Double tap A or X.
X, double tap X. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Look at him go.
Ouch.
Wait, you don't have boots on. You need boots. Yeah, you need boots.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate
It's
all
a
the help,
good
man.
experience, bro. No, bro, don't even mention it, bro.
With this new armor, I could fly, run really fast, I could move when encumbered, and I wouldn't take fall damage. This shit was awesome.
A bit later on, I found myself in the cave yet again, and I'd successfully found and knocked out not one, but 2 Megalanias. When these bad boys tamed, I'd only be one dinosaur off taming everything. And eventually, that's exactly what happened.
Megalania, welcome to the team, brother.
Both Megalanias tamed, and just look at that trophy tracker. That shit is beautiful. After a ton of preparation both last night and this morning, I was fully prepared to try and tame my last creature, the Titanosaur. My teammates were busy, so I was doing this solo. I had cannons on my Quetzal, who was appropriately named Cannon, and I also had my Rhino following me to slow down the Titanosaur with its resin attacks. I was so ready, but also had no idea what I was getting myself into. I soon found my way to the wild Titanosaur and started the tedious process of trying to knock this absolute beast out. To do torpor damage to the Titanosaur, you have to shoot it in the head with cannonballs, something that sounds easier than it is. This guy moves his head all over the place when walking around, making it very hard to line up a shot. When I started trying to do this, I was using the Rhino to slow down the Titanosaur, but I very quickly gave up doing this as it is a bit tedious to jump between tames. I figured I would just do it the old-fashioned way where I line up the shot with the Quetzal, then quickly dismount and fire the cannon. This was honestly working a lot better than I was expecting. I was actually getting hits. The cannons only shoot directly straight, and I was trying to keep this in mind. I knew this was going to take a long time, but I really didn't know how long. Every now and then I was checking the big fella's torpor to see if I was actually doing anything, and sure enough, I was. Slowly but surely. There were some close calls, some scares you could say.
Pull up, pull up, pull up.
But all was good. I was also super glad I had tech armor because it was super dark when I started doing this, and there's no doubt I would have lost this guy in the trees. Also, having a jetpack was a blessing because I fell off my Quetzal many times. I was at this shit for 2 whole hours. It was night when I started, and it was getting to be night again.
Perfect. Bullseye, baby.
Sadly, my jetpack ran out of element, so I couldn't even check the Titanosaur's torpor without being at risk. I figured I'd just keep shooting until it went down. And that's exactly what I did.
Perfect. What?
After enough headshots, the big dude took a knee, and I was excited.
The down? Oh, dude.
All I had to do was put a saddle on him, and he would be mine.
Put the saddle on him. Yes, dude. Let's go, Master Zoologist. I tamed everything. Oh, thank goodness, bro. Let's go. Dude, we finally did it, bro. How long did that take? 1 hour. 50 minutes, not bad.
I was pretty happy I finally got this trophy. I feel like I've been working on it for days. I started the long walk home on my new tame, and this felt like a victory lap. This was awesome. I finally feel like I've achieved something. When I finally got the big fella home, I was happy.
He's beautiful. Look at his cheeky grin, dude. Got the cheekiest smile I've ever seen. Damn, this guy's sick as hell, bro. Welcome to the team. For 24 hours until you die.
I felt like the day was productive, and I logged off. The Titanosaur died, but I had grinded up the materials to do the third boss fight, the Megapithecus, aka the giant monkey. I was pretty nervous going into the fight, regardless of our completely overpowered tames. I was also just going to be buffing the dinos from afar on the Yudi, so I honestly don't know why I was so nervous. We got teleported to the boss arena, and the fight would soon begin. The monkey ran towards us, and we were precariously close to the giant hole that would insta-kill everyone and everything, but things did seem good. The monkey's health was actually going down very quickly. Alpha Megapithecus, more like Alpha Mega Kiss My Piss, I don't know. Gio and I were both pretty impressed at how quick this guy was getting shredded. And sure enough, we did win.
It's funny that you're just chilling on the UD too. You know, it'd be nice
Bro,
if you're
I'm
in the fight
scared,
for the-
man. I don't want to get in there,
Let's
man.
get it. You gotta get in there for the final blow, bro. Get in there, get in there.
There we go, baby. He's gone. Very nice.
Let's go, bro. Now you got Tech Gauntlet, dude. Now you got Tech Gauntlet.
Very nice.
I got 2 trophies, which I was pretty happy about.
Dude, that was money, bro. Dude, we beat the fuck out of that thing, bro.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
took like no time at all.
Easiest boss in the game, right? Yeah.
I didn't do much the rest of the day, but I was one step closer to the goal. My next goal was to open the Tick Cave and fight the Overseer, but to do that, I would need more boss tributes to get all the boss trophies. I was grinding out Basilosaurus blubber in the ocean while looking for Alpha Sea creatures, which I did actually find. I think I'm lucky. I also had to grind out Yudi lungs in the snow, which was kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know why, but I struggled to find any Uteranus for the life of me. I continued grinding out tributes the next day as well. I was after Thylacoleo claws, which were actually pretty easy to find, but I was still looking for Yudi lungs, which weren't easy to find. It was double raids this weekend, so I spent a ton of time breeding some new dinos. I was raising some wyverns, which usually take wyvern milk to raise, but you can't get wyvern milk on the island map. And I still didn't really know how to transfer servers and wasn't interested in doing so. So instead, I was healing them every now and then with a snow owl, which has a healing ability. The snow owl is also from another map, but luckily my tribe just has these guys lying around. We were also raising just a ton of other shit. So many dinos, it's crazy. But I mean, we might as well because it is double rates, meaning everything matures twice as fast. I figured while I had some downtime, I'd check some of the underwater pearl caves for more explorer notes. I did try to do this a few weeks ago, but I was still rocking the dolphin and scuba gear at the time, and if I recall correctly, it didn't go great. Since I did have tech armor now, I could see through walls and spot potential turrets, so, you know, I'd be safe. Sorta. There was actually a pearl cave right next to our underwater teleporter, and I saw a turret through the wall, so I was extra cautious going in, but it turned out okay. I guess there was once a base here, but there no longer is, and I could get the note. Nice, Dillaho. Let's go! The next few caves I checked all resulted in me getting blasted by turrets, but luckily for me the giant squid I was riding is practically immortal, with almost 200,000 health and a really strong saddle. It did scare me every time though. Oh, bro. Why are there turrets everywhere? Eventually I did find a cave that didn't have any turrets, but I couldn't find the entrance for the life of me. I swam around this stupid rock looking to get inside, but I just couldn't find the entrance for some reason. After about 20 minutes of searching, I had to look it up on Google. This shit was frustrating. This is a f***ed up pearl cave to find, man. I got inside and picked up the note. It took about an hour just to get these 2 notes, and I didn't like my chances of getting more, so I gave up for now. Not much happened during the day, but in the evening, I was the only one on, and we were getting raided again. I'm still not much of a PvP guy, but I thought I'd try my luck. I went outside with one of the wyverns I raised, flak, and nothing else, because I was scared to lose equipment. All they had was a guy in a wyvern, and someone on this parasaur trying to soak all our turrets. I honestly didn't know what to do, but I knew my wyvern's lightning beam was quite strong, so hopefully I could kill them with it. As it turns out, it's really hard to aim this thing while flying, and I was missing. I did a whole lot of missing. Also, I didn't know at the time that lightning beams don't even really affect other lightning wyverns, so I really was just wasting my time and making a fool of myself at the same time. But I did scare off the parasaur, who is now backing away from our tower. Sadly, while trying to ineffectively kill the wyvern, I actually got picked off my team, and since I didn't have any equipment, I couldn't get free. All I could do was try and whistle my team away so it wouldn't get killed. The enemy started dragging me away, and since I didn't have anything to get free, I decided to kill myself. I did try and get my wyvern back, wherever it was, but unfortunately, they killed it. I came back out with a Thylacoleo, but this idiot didn't have a saddle on him. No! I swear I put one on him ages ago. Regardless, I whistled him to attack the parasaur who was stuck on our tower. I guess the rider died at some point because it wasn't doing anything. While my Thylacoleo was attacking, there was also a turtle and another dino we had also attacking, but this parasaur wasn't dying. The enemies were trying to whistle the parasaur away from the turrets, but I had it stuck with the team I was on. I don't know what this thing is or what it does, but it was blocking the parasaur. I attacked this thing for such a long time. It is absolutely insane that it wasn't dying. How is it still alive? This is actually stupid. The Thyla does nothing, bro. Outrageous, man. I thought it did like a percentage-based damage, like 5% of its health. I decided to go and come back with a saddle so I could ride the Thyla, but this didn't even help. I was just biting away and it still wasn't dying. I think the enemies gave up and left while I was doing this because they just stopped trying. I feel like if they just whistled aggressive, they would have done some damage, but whatever. Eventually, the parasaur was killed.
Yay!
I got some loot off the body who I assume was riding the Parasaur, but I honestly have no idea how this guy died.
Damn! I got loot! Yeah! Victory!
I went around searching for these guys and couldn't find them. They were definitely gone. While searching though, I noticed a battle going on. Xerox, one of the Alpha tribes, had set up a little turret base, and NFG were trying to drain it. Shit was going down. Xerox were trying to get into a cave and had some teams outside. I thought it'd be funny to interfere with some server beef, so I started attacking. After killing a Karcha and breaking a mech, NFG pulled up. And I'm a bit afraid of starting shit with these guys, so I figured it'd be best if I took my leave. It was actually pretty exciting to do some PvP. Even though things didn't go my way every time, it was kind of fun. Hopefully tomorrow I can get some stuff done. Spoiler alert, nothing would get done. For reasons that I don't know, the server was in chaos and everyone was fighting each other. Also for reasons I don't know, I was trying to fight the guys. I am not the PvP guy, I have no idea why I was here.
Oh, I got picked. Oh no. I died, bro. I got picked by the Rhino. It scared me, bro. It scared the shit out of me.
The enemies even tried to roast me for having a torch in my hotbar. Bro, it's dark, man.
Bro, what the did you have on your kit?
Bro, I just had my normal stuff, bro.
I came back into the fight on a PT because I didn't want to lose another Wyvern.
I got it, bro.
Yeah, go.
But obviously, I was still contributing.
Oh! Hey, that's my torch! My torch!
We were using some unorthodox tactics to try and fight these guys, but whatever both teams were doing here was not working. Eventually, we'd set up a little fob to try and fight these guys, but after hours of fighting, nothing was getting done. We did have some moments where we were winning the fight, but we weren't progressing on their base. Also, just so you know, the Pyro mains are pay to win, man. I had over half health here, and 30 seconds later, I got killed. Shit is broken, man. After suffering some more losses, it was getting real late for my tribe mates. I'm pretty sure it was like 4 AM for these guys, and we called it quits. Overall, we didn't end up losing that much stuff. The things we did lose could be easily replaced anyway. When I say I didn't do a whole lot today, I really mean it. All I did was admin around the base. I was collecting Achatina paste from our army of snails, doing some resource farming as you do, and checking in on the endless amount of dinos that we were raising. I did play all day, but all I was doing was tribe work. Today was the day. Not only was it the last day of my month playing Ark, but everyone in my tribe was online, and we were ready to do the tech cave, fight the overseer, and ascend. We were all kitted out with shotguns, medical brews, and the best armor we had. The strategy for the tech cave is to have one guy on the Karcha killing everything, and the rest of us would trail behind and hopefully be safe. This sorta worked out at the start, but I did get jumped at one point. Oh! Help! Help! Luckily I did get saved, but this could have been extremely bad. I was extra nervous going through the rest of the cave, and my armor was almost broken. Only one of my teammates was super confident, so pretty much all of us were relying on this dude. We slowly made our way through the cave. Luckily our Karcha is pretty OP because the creatures here are all level 620.
Look at these levels on these things, bro. That's crazy.
Alright, the Garcha, I can't kill him, my god.
The highest level you can get on a tamed creature, and the highest level I've seen, is level 450, which is the cap. Seeing level 620s is ridiculous, and thankfully, I don't have to deal with it. At one point, I watched one of my tribe mates, Big Mac, almost die. Oh!
Otis, come back.
What?
Oh!
Dead. Oh my god, oh my god.
But fortunately, the man somehow survived. After a lot of fighting, we rocked up to the teleporter and got transported to a new location. The Overseer was waiting for us. On the way, we picked up a few explorer notes, which was nice.
Yippee, note.
And soon enough, the final boss fight began.
Bro, what the f do I do? Well, I see the boss.
The strategy in this fight is very simple. You just hover above the boss and shoot shotgun shells into its face. There are a few different phases in this fight, but the strategy remains the same the entire time. While hovering, I was trying my best to avoid the lasers that the boss would shoot, but, you know, I couldn't do it every time. Fortunately, they don't do a whole lot of damage. I was pretty nervous in this fight, but also super glad to finally be doing it. We could have started the fight ages ago, but we were just waiting for everyone to be online at the same time. Every now and then I had to drop to the floor to use a med brew. My health was constantly draining training because of the cold. This was very sketchy to do because of all these robots, but thankfully, it always went well. There was a point where I found myself dying of thirst, and I didn't have any water in my canteen. Thankfully, one of my teammates made the throw of the century, and I caught that shit in midair.
I got it, thank you.
After many bullets, the boss finally went down.
Guys, kill this guy.
Hey, very nice.
Let's go, let's go.
Where the loss? Where the loss, my guy?
I picked up the final note in this area, and soon ascended.
I like very much.
Oh, very good. Nice. Very good, very good.
Achievement, yes. Alpha Ascension.
I also got to watch the final cutscene, which was pretty cool. It's nice to hear someone say that they're proud of me.
I'm proud of you, Survivor.
Everyone was in pretty high spirits after beating the boss, not gonna lie. Not only can we now level up our characters 15 more times, but we also got a bunch of chibis, which are little pets that follow us around. Beating the boss on Alpha gives you 3 different chibis, and it was fun to show off what we each got.
Damn, bro, your chibi's sick, bro. Unicorn? Sick. What is that? Biomia. Oh, very cool.
After mucking around for probably a bit too long, I left the base to try and level up my chibi. Chibis can level up 5 times by getting XP from alpha dinos, and doing this allows your character to level up 5 times too. Unfortunately, I didn't do this for very long, as not many alpha dinos spawn on the island anymore due to the excessive amount of structures placed everywhere. As a reward for finally beating the story of the game, I decided to check out Club Arc, which is this goofy ass area where you can do a bunch of mini games to get currency, and you can use the currency to spin the wheel. The main thing you're trying to get on this wheel is the 500 extraordinary kibble. I spun the wheel many times, but every time, disaster.
God, it's such a tease, bro. I'm out.
It's truly sad and feels extremely rigged. I was a smidgen away from getting it so many times.
Another chibi.
The minigames are all absolutely ridiculous. The easiest one being Dodecarus Dodge, where if you run in a clockwise circle, you will probably win. After failing to get anything of actual value in Club Arc, I figured my time in Real Arc was coming to a close. I decided to build myself a peaceful little home, and spend the rest of the time I had living here in solitude. I made it as nice as I could before my time ran out. This past month has honestly been so much fun, and at times I'd completely forgot about the platinum. I was just getting sucked into the gameplay loop of Ark. It's really fun. It was also really nice to be in a tribe and having people to talk to while playing. I've been playing so many single player games recently, it was awesome to have a change of pace. But with that being said, I had failed my original goal of getting the platinum. There was still a few more things I just couldn't do. I still needed about 25 more explorer notes, which I couldn't get because they were in caves, and other tribes lived in the caves, meaning they were impossible to acquire without being an absolute menace and raiding everyone. Or of course, expert negotiation skills. Along with this were 5 artifacts I hadn't personally retrieved because again, they were in caves and other tribes lived there. I couldn't get my character to level 135 because I don't have all the notes which would have granted me the 10 levels I needed. And that's pretty much it. I do think if I were to play another month, I probably would have been able to get the platinum in the public server, but I need to post videos, and as much as I would like to, I can't just play Ark for months on end. With that being said, my time on the Ark has come to an end. I failed my goal, but more importantly, I had fun, and I made friends along the way. I wasn't quite satisfied. I still didn't have the platinum. I figured I'd have to come back and do this all eventually, so why not now? I started my own single player game. The taming speed was up and the XP multiplier was insane. It didn't take long to get my first trophy. I got it for leveling up my dino to the max level.
Hey, there we go.
Because I was starting a new game, I would need to collect every damn explorer note yet again. But I was here for it. I've pretty much done it once already, so I'm doing it again. I also chose the setting that I could upgrade movement speed, so getting around was a lot quicker too, which is very nice. After a few hours of collecting notes, I found myself going through the caves of the game, getting all the artifacts. I made sure to pick up all the notes in the caves too. This was a bit of a tedious process, but thankfully I only needed one of each artifact. The water caves were especially painful, but soon enough I did have all the artifacts.
Here we go, very nice. Get away from me, dog. Very nice. Uh-oh.
I was gonna have to fight all the bosses again on Alpha, but my creatures were so strong I'd surely be able to do it easily. Yeah, things didn't go that great on the spider boss. But the monkey boss went swimmingly, and so did the dragon. The worst part of it all was grinding out the damn tribute materials. That shit was painful. At this point, I still didn't have all the notes, but my strategy did change to get them. The dire wolf can smell the notes out, so I'd use his ability along with the Argentavis to get them all quickly. After getting all the alpha claws and bullshit, I ran the alpha tech cave with my Therizino. I'd need to redo alpha to get the 15 max levels. While in the tech cave, I got the notes here too. I fought the boss yet again and ascended. I didn't get any trophies for ascending, but here are the 3 trophies for explorer nodes. Aren't they beautiful? For beating the tech cave, I did get a chibi, which I had to level up by defeating alpha creatures. Doing this granted me 5 more maximum levels. Since I had beaten the tech cave on alpha, gotten all the explorer nodes, and leveled up my chibi 5 times, I could finally get to level 135 for a trophy.
Beautiful, maximum survivor, nice.
Thankfully you don't have to obtain the tributes again to rerun the tech cave, and this time I fought the boss on beta difficulty. I ascended for a trophy, and then immediately started the tech cave again to do it on gamma difficulty. I beat the boss one final time, and finally got my trophy.
Let's go, Gamma Ascension. Finally saved the hardest for last. And the platinum. Beautiful, dude. Beautiful.
Even though I skimmed over it, the single player cleanup actually took over 20 hours, just because I had to farm all the stupid tributes and collect all the damn notes. But it's finally done. There's something about Ark Survival Ascended and Ark Survival Evolved I just love. I think it's a great game. Buggy as hell, and it is horrible at times, but I think it's great. That being said, the platinum is kind of a nightmare, but I can put it behind me now. Anyway, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. It was a long one, and it took me a long time to make, so I really appreciate anyone who's stuck around to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that. A special thank you to my channel members, and an extra special thanks to my tribe mates. This video wouldn't have been anywhere near as fun to make without you guys, so thanks a lot. Especially Geo, thanks for putting me in the tribe, man, I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate everyone watching the video and all the support on the channel. Happy trophy hunting, fellas, and have a good day. Bye bye.